I'm
Too
putting
late.
on those dad pounds hard.
You know, it's good to remember that, you know, being a dad implies that you've gotten laid. So, is there anything sexier to be than a dad?
Yeah, there you go.
No other thing has that implication, really. You know, other than being.
I'm a guaranteed sex magnet, as I have.
You have magnetized at least one sex. You have
one sex.
You have at least had one sex. Well, at least one of the party has completed.
That or my wife just has not told me about this other man in the situation.
Sure.
I didn't get a DNA test.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I just assume since the kid looks goofy, it must be mine. But I'm like,
Yeah, man, there's a lot of goofy motherfuckers out there, bro.
A lot of goofy people out there. No.
That's it.
Get ready.
John, what's Darko the Dark's alignment?
That's a good question. I don't remember. I think. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I'll pull it up.
Let's just say evil. Just evil.
Evil, some shit.
Evil.
Is evil, like, you know, there's a scale, there's a spectrum to it, and he's just all the way on one side.
What was that demon's name? Azur, right? So, you know, it's like Azur, and then all the way more evil is Darko. He started coming around back on the good side, and that's why he's fooling us. He went that far around the loop.
Dude, Azur didn't even seem that evil, honestly. We were we were like in his space. And he's like, hey, get out of my territory.
True. And he basically didn't want to fight us, and we were like, fuck you, mate. We're fighting.
That's right.
Fuck
you. When he didn't want to fight us.
Yeah. Look, when you come across this crew, you either get fucked or fought.
I don't know, man. I was just gonna say I fucking shot that guy into a pit of lava. So
I know, but he was made out of fire, so that didn't really.
That's fine. Humans are made out of carbon, but if I shoot you off a cliff into a pile of carbon, you're still gonna die.
I think they made him like lawful evil or something like that.
I feel like though, like demons are not quite the same as humans. You know that.
Not exactly.
The chosen
Getting
has
ready
risen.
for the chosen voice.
The chosen has risen.
That's right. Get it ready. Want to hear some chosen?
Oh yeah, we're gonna need a synopsis of what you guys were up to after like the whole. I didn't follow since I think yesterday morning. So apparently like a cave imploded or something. We'll need to know what happened there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Last I saw was you grabbing the bomb, Cho, and then yeah.
I guess so. So yours dropped. You tossed it right back.
Yeah.
I tossed mine at the roof to cave it in some. And I got a pretty decent roll, so that hit. And then what I did is, and that happened prior to my turn. And then what I did is casted Guardian of Faith, which does like 60 points of damage on evil creatures.
Okay.
And I guess what happened was it created a, call it a just like a huge explosion of damage in that one area. Because your bomb went off, mine went off, Guardian of Faith just like went off all at one time.
So we Chernobyled that bitch. All right.
Oh,
cool.
Basically, yeah. It was like a nuclear explosion all in one area.
So that led to the cataclysmic collapse of the cave?
Yes. Well, like it was an explosion, if you will. But yes, it caved in, exploded out, caved in. Whatever.
Did Alex say that we walked out dramatically, like with the explosion behind us?
No, we flew out. We all flew out. We all flew out like ragdolls. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So we were all like kind of like laying on the ground, and then LVN called us idiots.
Yeah, that was a nice ending.
And I finished by saying we were heroes.
Honestly,
I saw something about a deception
for at
roll.
least a few sessions.
Yeah. Second.
Alistar, you really got to let Henry handle the deceptions, though.
I have a +7. How did I fail?
Dude, I can't roll lower than a 19. I can't do it.
That's so funny. I have a character in one of my games who's like an eloquence bard and can't roll below it on his persuasion checks either. And it really has... He's not a good talker in real life. I'll say that.
Oh.
So it makes it hard to roleplay the 19 persuasions when I'm like, all right, man, what do you say to the guard? And he's like, hey, man, where are the prisoners at? And I'm like, fuck, I gotta work with that.
Little did you know that his father used to ask him the exact same question.
Yeah, over and over again. It's burned into his mind. It like the movie Inception. You incepted him by saying that.
Yeah, and it just so happened to work for a perfect 19. Yeah. I figured the Eloquence Bard was going to be a lot more useful for our campaign than it has been. It turns out we just fucking fight everything, so it hasn't really panned out the one strength that Henry has.
Yeah.
Although I'm glad the bombs have finally started coming in.
I thought we'd be talking a lot.
Yeah.
We don't talk out of any fights. We just jump right in.
The only time we managed to talk a way out of a fight was the one time Henry literally could not talk and yet still managed to convince the fight to leave.
That was an incredible one. We definitely would have had a lot of trouble with those fighters.
And that was before I had the Eloquence Bard School.
Yeah.
Now it wouldn't be so interesting. It'd be like, okay, yeah, well, yeah, that's a 19, Alex. No, sorry, that's another 19.
Yeah.
Are you still leveling in Bard, or do you go back?
I've only been leveling in Bard for the last 4 levels. Yeah.
Oh. That's cool.
Bard is so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's really coming into a nice like strength modifier right now. I feel like that level 4 was that big increase, which has made Henry a lot more satisfying to play.
Well, because I think next level actually you get some new spells. Like third level spells.
I think that's when I get some really like useful ones.
Because I think you get like polymorph then and stuff like that. So, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'll have to look at it again, but
it'll
be a lot more
spiders.
All I know is my fucking bard spams illusory terrain every night before they go to bed, and
he tries to do the dark of the dark, but
yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
No bird.
I'm a little interested why when I go to the Cape Corral tab, it looks like we have a dragon in the middle of us.
Oh, that was the test when the rolls were broken. Whoever was able to log in, I just threw a shit ton of things out there to make sure that if they, if I wasn't on that, there was enough things to beat up and make sure that it worked. But that answers that question. Otherwise, you guys all been swell.
Yep.
Sweet. Very nice, very nice. We will see whether or not I achieve something in the background while we are playing. We'll see if it's a disturbance or if it's a boon, but we'll see what happens. Otherwise, go ahead.
So ominous. What? If you achieve something in the background, we'll see if it's a boon or not.
You guys, well, let's discuss this so that everyone could be caught up on what happened in the Discord. And I guess in chronological order, it began with the desire to flee a light, tunneling, like coming closer in a massive size through this massive maw in this network in which you guys threw some surprise confetti at some orcs and ankheads. With such, it caused a bit of a commotion. You guys got attention of Alistar's old bus buddy, the one and only man who ever sent him on his quest from the very beginning. If you didn't know he had a purpose, you do now. It's not just to be the amazingly annoying book wizard. It is to be an amazingly annoying book wizard. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I did get to read what. Well, honestly, I decided not to read it too because it seemed to be going on between him and that.
Is my backstory boring for you?
No, I mean my guy was supposed to be knocked out, so like I figured that I shouldn't be reading what you were having like in your mind with my guy asleep. So
Henry, I appreciate that because I had a moral struggle with it as well. I failed and did read it, but I appreciate where you came from. I was like, I'll just pretend Marsh doesn't know. Whatever, he's fucking asleep. He doesn't care. It's not going to change.
But was it a good read for you, Marsh?
It's good. That's good shit.
Alistar did great. So a non, I guess, full detailed spoiler is Alistar went back down memory lane and remembered his current quest, I guess, personal goal, one could say, like a PR for himself. And he also got a little tickle of family time and remembered an old friend from many years ago. What is it, about 54 or so? But with such, he came back to with Chosen doing some actual very impressive artwork, I believe, on our resident pastor. Chosen, would you like to share with us the details of this artwork you performed across the team?
Well, I mean, if you all are following along, the pictures are in deep below.
Okay.
But Marsh, you were left alone.
Good call.
So you had nothing on you. Henry has a crab.
Oh
on
yeah,
his face
I saw that. Yeah,
with his like little pinchers. Alistar has like an old man with a cane on his face, saying, "I'm old." And D Squared was going to be left alone, but since he had a bald spot and I didn't have to bend over to draw on his face and I could just draw right on the top of his head, I did D Squared. But it turned out really poorly, so it looks like shit. Right on the top of his head.
That's so good.
So
all the tattoos and face drawings and head drawings are in the deep below for you to look at.
Yeah, that looks great, dude. Looks so good.
So that happened, and with that happening, you guys all came to, thanks to Alistar's brave negotiating tactics and direct communication methods. He is so forward for a frail wizard that I'm surprised he isn't dead yet. But here we are. Alistar yet again escapes death's grasp. And you all decide that it's time to leave. Chosen, particularly, with the belief and understanding that it is absolutely time to leave because his god did not just tell him so. He absolutely said, I told you so already so. And Chosen finally decided, hey, I'm going to listen to the guy and get the fuck out.
Holy fuck. Chosen listened to his god?
I
thought Chosen told his god what to do.
Chosen doesn't know if his god is Myrrh or some just random voice in his head. He has no fucking clue.
Yeah, the ultimate plot twists.
Yeah.
That's true.
Otherwise, you guys all said, hey, fuck it, we're going to flee. Makes sense. Great call. Good decision. But then something happened, and I'd like to tap into the decision makers here that decided on this great idea, because I'm not quite certain. I don't know. Did I miss a private conversation that was in like a DM where it's like, hey, we're going to do this insanely, extremely risky stunt, and it's going to look like it's been orchestrated, like this is staged, We came into this totally prepared, because it was so quick and so fast that I don't even know what it looks like in there yet. It's still trying to settle. But I think it was Henry and Chosen who started this cataclysmic event. As you were fleeing, you guys decided why to turn around and delay
and
your
blow
escape.
it up.
Yeah.
Well, we were running from
coming
something.
after us.
I was awoken and told to flee, basically like Gandalf the Grey, flee, you fools. And I decided to listen, and I fear that something dangerous was chasing us. And then you showed me that picture of what I saw, the swirling madness in the cave.
That's true.
And it only made sense that when the opportunity presented itself, Henry chose to blow it up.
Yeah.
Chosen was definitely in agreement of blowing it up.
It's definitely a little addicted right now too.
Yeah. Well, after seeing how well the bombs did with the 18 things that were there, Chosen was all in explosions.
Anytime that we can just, see all the enemies from above, and there's a lot of them, and they're pretty close together.
Yeah.
We really can fuck them up pretty good.
It's a real niche time you can use.
This is true. Well, in doing so, you guys managed to successfully implode the inside, but something else happened. Someone else decided to throw another caveat into the frying pan. What was that thought process?
You're talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I think Chosen could see what was coming after us, and he wanted to make sure at all cost it was stopped.
True. Valid point.
And so the most powerful spell that he has, he threw it at it to stop it in its path.
Fair point. I like that. All right. So 1 second. This is what Henry saw. Let me fix this real quick.
Everyone else sees just black, right? A black screen.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So now you guys should see a little something.
There you go. With the little.
So this is a still image of what Henry kind of got a quick general glimpse of in the process of his flee. So
oh, good. I thought my shit was just all fucked up.
In the war room? Oh, I don't see anything.
No, this is on Chandri. What are you talking about?
Then Levi.
Keith right here.
Yeah. It's a beautiful picture.
Claws, maybe on both sides. Weird machinery on it.
Henry, are you in
Yeah, that
Levi?
makes sense.
Yeah, I'm in Leaving. Nothing popped up for me, so.
That's why I know why. It's because you're on Cape Crow.
Oh, you're in Cape Crow, homie.
Yeah, man. I thought we got the fuck out of that cave. Why are we still there?
He's already in Cape Crow buying up some shit. He's got to make some bombs.
He's at the
hanging out with the
guys, and we all know.
We did just use like his entire bomb stash.
Yeah.
I have 2 left.
All right, nice.
I made sure to husband a couple. I was like,
I was honestly hoping. I was hoping you had 0 left when I asked you, because I was like, this is going to be a really bad idea. But Chosen does not understand bad ideas.
You see, bad and idea together means a good idea.
Them really well, because he's pretty good at them.
Yeah.
Did you see?
I have no idea what that is.
I do see like
that warranted a bomb.
that you're talking
I see
about.
it.
And then this just looked like a
Marsh
this looks like two beer caps stacked
on
on top of each other right there.
Yeah.
Marsh got
seeing?
hurt and knocked unconscious.
That's a Rorschach test, so I don't know if you can fail those, but if you can,
you did.
You definitely can.
Alex, did
Yeah.
Chosen get a better look at it, being that he had dark vision, or no?
You did. The catch is it's not on this computer. So
Got it.
I sent that to you guys at a different station. So I was looking for it. Actually, let me see if it's on the iPad. Hold on. If it's on the iPad, I can pull it up. Yeah, I was actually waiting for you to actually
eating a lot of carrots lately, so he has really good dark vision.
Yeah.
That's the science behind it, huh? I never knew
how it works, for sure.
This entire time, I thought it was a mystery.
What is it? Vitamin A that gives you all that good eyesight. Damn, I ate carrots like I was a fucking bunny rabbit as a kid, and I'm still blind as a fucking bat.
Yeah, I think that was just like a lie.
It's a wise tale.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
It's like from one of the World Wars or something, I think.
Yeah, I
you
forget
eat all your cauliflower,
reading.
you become big and strong.
I believe that
Oh,
my skin would have turned orange
it was
before
from
my eyes would have gotten better.
Because radar got invented, but they didn't tell anybody yet.
It was during World War II. They spread the myth that it was carrots that improved the eyesight of the British military, and that's how they were able to see the German airplanes coming in, because they were trying to keep radar under wraps.
Yeah, so that's it. That's right. I knew it had something to do with radar, but I couldn't remember why. But
they published a whole bunch of bullshit about carrots improving eyes, and then Germans started eating carrots like fucking crazy too. But it didn't, of course, fucking work.
What kind of 200 IQ person came up with that bullshit? Like that is.
Hey, imagine you're at like
somebody who
matched the board meeting that they were having. Like, okay, guys, they're figuring out that we have radar. How do we fucking obfuscate it?
It was somebody who knew that the stupider it fucking was, the more
unbelievable it'd be.
It's still around
I'll be right back.
So it's pretty goddamn dumb.
So
I love it.
I will get for Chosen and them. I will get them a visual mañana, because I can't find it here. So I have it over there, but. Nonetheless, it is Chosen wouldn't know better, but he would know it was very metally with lots of moving wood.
Interesting.
Oh, so it was mechanical.
And it is big. We're talking like a 60-foot spread, body mass, multiple appendages, a lot of moving things, a lot. Definitely, individual entity vibes from the entire structure itself.
Was this
definitely
thing like crushing its way through the earth?
Darko, you actually would have been able to see it perfectly fine at any point in time, just like Chosen. So yeah. So
by the way, Darko, I was carrying you under my arm, and then like when that shit, I'm sure it was the moment I saw it, I was like, well, fuck this, and I dropped your ass.
Thank you.
But yeah, you basically saw I guess, out of character, because it's really hard to describe, in the current world without, you guys picking anything in the future, but a construct, a very massive construct. It seemed to be functioning in its own sequence. You did not see any handlers. You did not see any humanoids or any other entities outside of this one massive object. You did not hear any languages. You guys heard a lot of grinding and cranking. You did not hear any sort of steam. So that rolls out any kind of like the current steam power devices that some of you guys, not Chosen particularly, but Darko would be familiar with. But it was seemed very flush in nature, as if it was elementally alive. Darko, for you would understand that sometimes elementals can consume random vessels of the earth, left upon the earth as a form of escape. You're not quite certain, but at this rate, you were pretty mind fucked by what you saw. Like, that is not normal, and that does not belong here. and that was not the problem.
Can I ask an out of character question?
Go for it.
This references a different campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Is this anything related to the gnomes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And just a real quick aside, thank God Henry didn't see this. I mean, a monstrosity coming from the ground, he would be on a ship. Fuck this. He's out.
But nonetheless, as you guys threw these bombs, there was a lot of explosions. There was a lot of boom pows. Super sad and terrifying moments where I mistyped death and spelled dead. And for a couple hours, Chosen thought that you guys all died. And he was okay with it. He accepted it.
He was okay with it?
And I was like, what is he okay? He's like, he goes, I actually accept this formality or whatever. And I was like, what? And then I read it and I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I meant to put death. Like, you guys no longer hear anything from all the explosions. And I was like, maybe I should have just killed him. Like, that was a chance for TPK. Like, how rare is that they just accepted, Like... But no, that was not the case. So I quickly adjusted it and we reverted that concept. But for a moment there, Chosen was out of soul, just looking down at everybody like, y'all, a bunch of fucking somethings, man.
At least we know how much he actually cares about us.
Yeah. I mean, a TPK.
I was dead too. There was nothing we could do about it. It was what it was. I believe that this thing is the Underminer from Incredibles 2. That is what this is. I sent a picture in the war room.
Solid guess.
No one is below me. I am below you all.
Yes.
Just with a hell of a lot more moving appendage-like parts. It was kind of like it was like a spider on wheels. It was like a spider on rollerblades, just like, and it was the roller spots that was excavating the shit out of the thing. It was just like not so much in spider-like, but it had that many kind of like appendages to help it traverse these openings.
Was it moving fluidly or was it moving kind of like erratically?
No, it was moving pretty fluid in the shape of what was available to it, but it was also ripping up the earth at the same time to accommodate the rest of its needed.
Could Darko make a history check to see whether or not he's seen something like this underground before?
Oh no, you guys have nobody has this is some fucked up shit. This is not supposed to belong under. This is not. Underground is for the dark and ugly, and that is not dark. That is not ugly. That does not belong. It's like blasphemy to Darko.
So it was like elegant and
pretty. It was Darko wouldn't say that. It is something new. He would refer to it as, I guess, part of the Warforged band. It is a weapon. Imagine a weapon of mass destruction in the terms of Warforged. They were banned on Lisperia when the recall happened. People came to Banquet to pursue their dreams of Warforged creation because Lisperia only controls their.
We will leave no stone unturned. We will find these weapons and we will bring them to justice.
That's a pretty good impression.
Underground.
You guys want to know? Oh my god, dude!
Your next character needs to be like Jorge Tree.
You just fucking unlocked a memory in my brain.
Right?
Hold on, Marsh has a moment that he wants to speak of. What's up, Marsh?
No, just him saying that speech.
Oh, like a childhood, like you were just like, man, this is a thing.
A real life memory right there.
Like the famous George Bush, like
no. The memory it unlocked was that in a communications class in college, that was taught as a reason why PowerPoint presentations can be misleading. Because they used a PowerPoint presentation at NATO to show that they were WMDs. And they're like, yeah, so if you structure a PowerPoint presentation a certain way, you can just sort of make it feel like it's leading to a certain conclusion. And that was the whole point of the thing. And so that's the memory you just unlocked for me. Was how they taught that idea, was because that was that whole speech basically was like.
Yeah, I would like to study that, for sales. Like, we do presentations. Like, how do we lead it to where the PowerPoint makes them buy it?
It's got to be compelling. It's compelling stuff. It's all about storytelling too. It's not just the PowerPoint, but it's like the story.
And you have to have the page slide sound.
The idea was that was that it was structured that way.
Yeah,
to sort of
specifically. Yeah.
Well, nonetheless, you guys constructed your way into a complete erratic nuclear explosion, or arcanic nuclear vibe explosion beneath the ground in this cavity in which you found yourselves. You all legitimately got just enough footage to get right outside the cave before everything actually went kablooey, which was very impressive. I was worried for some of you, but all of you...
I actually was still in it.
Well, you were at the cusp. You were like technically at the opening, because when you ran, you were only 30 feet behind them.
Got it.
So you would have flew out regardless. So as this entire place exploded due to a chain reaction, from Chosen's understanding, with the bombs and his what was it? Spirit
Guardian of Faith.
Oh, Guardian of Faith. Sorry.
Guardian of Faith.
You casted Guardian of Faith upon this massive monstrosity. As the second bomb was about to blow, and you believe that it created some kind of insane reaction that made it very, very powerful at a very, very hasty rate. In such, you felt it expand swiftly and then backdraft against all of you, imploding the ground beneath it. In such, Marsh just got out seconds before this happened, allowing a brief exchange with the LVN, who seemed to be present just outside. Angry, displeased, as Alistar quickly stumbled behind, out of breath, huffing and puffing, uncertain if it was even worth his last couple of words to speak to this ungrateful woman. But nonetheless, the explosions interrupted that opportunity to go further, getting everyone just out of the cave, knocked out upon the floors, but the LVN, who stood there protecting herself, and the immediate 5.5-ish or so feet of ground in a radius beneath her. As she dispels her ward and looks back to you guys, she is very distasteful in her commentary, but eventually agrees to head back to the Jolly Roger with you all. You guys are assumed preparing to travel away, exhausted, tired, not feeling great. You're all pretty beat up, not necessarily in the sense of HP, but in the sense that, not everything looks very clear. You are all way too exhausted to actually take any full responsibilities, but if you choose to, it'll always be a disadvantage. Any question?
No.
Chosen, ready to go back. Chosen.
Sorry, Elviana is an elf, right?
Correct.
Okay. Does she seem old?
Okay, so you, Marsh, roll a history check.
Okay.
Now that you're being around her more, your little old noodle is getting a little shaked and...
All right. Well, it's a history check, guys. Don't get too excited.
Yeah, I'm really not gonna hold my breath. I don't think he's succeeded one.
Only got a +5.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. I'm out the night with a bang.
Does Marsh have an aneurysm?
You what?
Give me an insight.
No, you just look at Mark and Mark, and he's just baked. He's so
So insightful.
Oh my
God. You see that Marsh is stuck in a attempt at achieving something. And he is just stuck in it. You guys are so fucked up. You're all blurry, one eye open. And you're just like, hey, dude. And give me a quick exchange and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
It looks like you're trying to remember something, but frog got caught in your throat.
It's not a frog, man. I just took a fat rip. Do you want any? And he just hands you his pipe.
Oh yes, thank you. I hand him a mushroom in exchange.
He kind of looks at it and he goes,
"Gonna be one of those nights."
What time of day is it?
Well, okay, well, let's see. How about no, you two give me constitution checks. Everyone else give me a perception check. At disadvantage.
Fair.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god.
Disadvantage.
Are all the checks at disadvantage?
Everything. You guys are all pretty fucked up right now. Imagine you're under exhaustion without being under exhaustion in the sense of a point.
We kind of all got mind fucked. I don't know about you guys, but that's how Marsh perceives it.
Okay,
I didn't.
I almost literally got mind fucked.
Alistar, do you choose to let the drugs take effect as you take it? It's a little weak for your level, but you can dumb down a little.
Right.
And not
I'll pop in a mushroom to.
Okay, you sneak in a mushroom.
Pick it over the edge.
To choose it as such. Marsh and Alistar start to get real relaxed in their own little kind of trance-like vibe.
Thank God I'm driving one of the cards.
Do you remember that time when I saved us all on the boat?
Does Henry hear this?
Yeah, you guys are all.
Marsh stops and thinks really long and hard, trying to remember a time that we were on a boat and Alistar saved us.
Yeah, good times.
He thinks a little bit. He goes, Do you mean a carriage? Like with horses?
Oh, yeah, the big carriage on the water.
No, you lit that on Alistar. I'm sorry, but you lit that on fire.
Killed us all, you son of a bitch.
Mate, you lit it on fire. We barely made it back to port.
My father wasn't a bitch. He was a douche. There's a huge difference.
Mate, what's your father got to do with you burning down a ship, mate?
Talking about how I'm the son
that's for sure. Am I right, Henry?
I thought anyone could be made a sailor. I met Alistar.
It's getting pretty dark. You imagine it's not just the canopy. As you break through, you see the LVN kind of cast this little spell of sorts, and it creates like this kind of functioning light of guidance for you all to follow. Whoops. Make it cool.
I'm not fucked up. I'm just following the normal trail back to the JR.
You guys are just like you guys are functional, but you guys are all like under a very heavy stress from the implosion. You guys haven't really. Well, you guys had carts technically.
Cast presto, and I use my fingers as if I'm like holding a cigarette, and then I blow. And I just presto to make a bunch of fake smoke. I don't know why, but that's what he's doing.
Since when do you smoke?
Chain smoking.
Chain smoking.
He's just that high, apparently.
When I collapse caves or something like that. I don't know. I need to read a book about it.
How many dozen cart rides and I've never seen you smoke?
As you guys say that, the LVN kind of spats in your direction. Mind you, she is on her own mount. She goes, "You all destroyed a..." Okay, how do I put this? Sometimes we need caves to smuggle things. There is... Okay. There's a lot at risk now. Everyone's going to be coming, looking for who fucked this operation up.
There's more than one cave in the ground.
Why, are you saying there's opportunity for smuggling more? You know, it's great for smuggling. A
particular cave
if
matters.
Chosen remember, the Akna, the thingies made the cave. This cave not here before. So LVN, you shut your mouth.
You think that massive cave below? You think that there's the Anakn's just burrowed a 100 by 100 foot tunnel that you saw below, right?
Marsh goes, you have the wrong idea, LVN. You can't argue with Chosen. I'm sorry. So I go to Chosen. I go, you're right. They made it, bud. And I just punch him on the shoulder. And I go, all right, LVN, what were you saying?
Okay. reason why the conjunction on the overland called the wishbone exists is because that is the drop point for us to then smuggle goods into a resistance field of the hollow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is.
Boy.
That sounds like
Chosen
a lot
has
of good
no
words put
idea.
together.
Unless I
So
do.
you say that you work with the kobolds and they haven't told you anything.
Nope.
Back to Hollow,
Boy.
no.
I mean, they're kind
You
of
say
just
you've been
talking in
building
circles,
this
mate.
network, this tavern for businesses. Did they not tell you that everything's been built? We just need people to run it.
Chosen think we never ask because
Are
we
you
know
still
better.
talking about a cave?
For some reason, that does not surprise me.
We're not
still talking
big.
about
We're
caves?
not. None of us have
Cave
ever been
business.
accused of micromanaging. I'll just say it.
Aye. Sometimes the ship just follows the current, mate.
Chosen here one saying, too many chefs in kitchen. That's not the case here. Every chef in this kitchen has a good chef part to play.
Okay, well, we can use a chef. Okay, we have another orc very similar to you. He has an appetite. He doesn't cook, but he kills goblins very well. So, by all means, we can use a cook for the point is that we've been fighting a war. Whoa, shit.
Oh,
Whoa. We've been fighting a war.
that was dramatic.
I know, right? Ah, the passion.
Aye. Rein it in, lass.
You seem frustrated.
Maybe you need a mushroom.
She takes it, she eats it. It doesn't seem to do anything to her in the immediate moment as she continues her conversation. She's just like, oh, thank you. Okay. My point is that we've been fighting a war before this recall riffraff. And it just reset the clock for the Goblin King. Okay. We were this close to taking care of it before. And everything got ruined because of somebody else's mistake. I am tired of people ruining this. It is important. And no one seems to care. And I am sick of having to fight for people like you who do not see the bigger picture.
We ruined it. Oh, okay.
Would that? I assume Marsh fought in those wars, probably.
You fought in the Slain War. You've heard of the Goblin King, but you took mercenary work every once in a while to, make sure a resistance patrol, got to resupply, but you never were part of a fight or purposefully got involved.
When Chosen hears the Goblin King, he becomes extremely suspicious because his mom died when someone else used the name Goblin King to protect his past village, right? They essentially tricked him to help protect the village, and then they went in and killed everything. So when she says that, Chosen has heard this lie before. Chosen no trust people who invoke the name Goblin King for no reason.
We are trying to get rid of this Goblin King. We don't even believe it is a king or a goblin.
Everyone wants to get rid of him, but when anyone ever uses his name, only bad things come. Chosen no believe you.
I wish I wouldn't have to speak of it either. I've been fighting it for over 13 years and I've gotten nowhere at the end of the day.
You show me this Goblin King and Chosen kill him right now, right here.
Have any of you ventured further enough west on Vanquis to meet the sands? It's the desert. Alistair.
No, I legitimately, Alistair's just raising his hand really high like he's in school still.
Okay. Clearly you are not of elven kind. You cannot handle these kind of punishments. It's somebody else.
Marsh might have, but I don't know.
Marsh, you probably would have stayed out of it. You don't really deal with goblins. They're really backstabby traitors. Nothing's ever good in goblin work. If you've ever fought one, it's because they fought against you, but you've never gone out of your way to kill them because you kill one and then its cousin finds out and they cared all of a sudden and it just becomes a problem. You've done it one too many times with other things and helping people get rid of theirs. You don't want a goblin back after you. You know, it's a thing.
Sure. Okay.
Apparently, you guys hear Alistar mimic a goblin. To anyone who doesn't speak goblin, does not believe he's speaking real goblin, but sure sounds like a goblin.
I can speak goblin.
He's speaking like nonsense as a goblin, is what I'm trying to get at. He's just going blah 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 blah. I speak goblin. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, it sounds right to me, mate.
Is LVN an elf?
Yes.
I speak to her in Elvish.
What do you say?
Chosen, lost, and because he doesn't want everyone to hear his story, so he speaks in Elvish, not knowing that everyone else here probably speaks Elvish.
Apparently, they all speak goblin, so
that's hilarious. Chosen lost his mother, the only thing he loved in this world. The last time someone tried to get him to help against the Goblin King and Goblin hordes. What have you that show Chosen that Goblin King actually real?
Well, how about this? Would you believe one of your own kind? Because apparently the orcs favor the Goblin Kings. Whatever it is, we honestly, the information we know is the lieutenants, and we've been fighting them for some time. Particularly, we've been tracking one named Smog. And we have someone who we refer to as GC that has been tracking them for some time. They are of your kind. Perhaps you will listen to them.
You meet with Jerkle.
Who is Jerkle? And why do I need to meet him?
You meet with Jerkle. He the last person that speak of Goblin King and thing. He also speak of Cannibal King.
Oh,
that is a completely different adversary. We believe they want the Goblin King's power, and they are somewhere in the Hollow. They are a very big gang network. We're working on that one, but that is a big puzzle to unscramble.
We find Jerkle in spider-infested cavern, where Captain Man met his spider wife.
oi.
Did
Now she's my wife, mate.
You can't. Do you
Now
speak
she's
Elvish?
my wife.
Do you speak Elvish?
I do.
No, I
I
don't.
comprehend it.
I speak Elvish.
I forgot
Yeah.
you're speaking in Elvish.
Well, then Marsh can hear.
Yeah.
Marshmallow
So I just add in Elvish. I just go, yes, the spider wife. We're there.
She goes, "You've
cast
met."
minor illusion and showcase Henry and his spider wife in a little puppetry show.
Yeah, she kind of looks at it and she's quite like, you do the
Oi,
spider in
mates,
pretty
what the
detail.
bloody hell are you talking about to her? Now Henry will notice
Each
the
other.
spider.
6 legs.
Chosen just looks to Captain Man and kind of glares like he's not done.
Yeah.
So
Henry, they're talking. They're just. It doesn't have anything to do with you. You just came up in the conversation. Don't get so paranoid when people talk in a language you can't understand. It makes you look on edge.
He's literally making me kiss the Spider Queen.
Henry, it's cultural. You just don't get it. It's an elven thing.
That not happen.
So, when she sees this illusion, she's just like, "Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you've met Okuria?"
I don't
Big
know.
spider lady.
Oh, that's a new one.
He is a fabled fiend of the spider domain, yes, but no
Oh, it's
one's
a
ever
he?
witnessed one. I said she, but
she.
if you need to move some beard in your ear, here are some
I don't know
scissors.
by Okuvian.
She lives in the the area with all the books and the tower. We killed things there that were...
Beneath the quiet sigil, really?
Yes.
That
That is where we asked her to live.
Choice.
Yeah, we asked her to move.
But how does she serve? She seems like trail off in thought.
I ask that you give proof of Goblin King. When you meet Jerko, you ask him more.
What if I summon GC to this tavern?
Who GC?
I explained to you is one of our generals hunting one of theirs. He is of orc nature like yourself.
Chosen okay with this.
Is GC the GC that I'm thinking of?
Absolutely.
Okay. He is a
He
is a Goliath, not an
Oh, sorry. Well, she doesn't mean it like that. She's talking size and probably like
Size,
sorry,
okay, but
you're
yeah,
right.
but he is-
Yeah. Chosen's not the brightest in her eyes. She ain't trying to be honest with him. She's just trying to get the guy to go.
Okay.
She's trying to convince this dude that there's belief because she can't prove it. That's what you're for. I like that froth. Wow, that just caught all
That was
over the
good.
beard.
Oh, yeah.
That was
right in the beard.
that was a tasty recap. So
Chosen hear you out when we get back to Jolly Roger, but Chosen
well, allow me
very skeptical.
of course, just allow me to send a quick message. She speaks aloud as she casts sending. Is it sending or message? Which one's the spell slot? Sending?
Sending.
Sending. Okay,
Yep.
she casts sending. Cleaver, I need your presence at that tiny hut you said won't fit you. The one south of mine. Yes. I think you yourself will do. No need for anyone. With haste. Alvia. Do you wish to respond?
As GC? Sure.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of murder. 1 second.
And then you hear like a 5-second pause and like scream, and then
All right. Hey, LVN, it's me. Fuck, how many words do I get? I'll meet you there. Fuck. How are you doing?
and that's all you and then the message ends.
Love it. That was good. That was good. So she just looks at you guys and goes, "He'll be there." He seems like he's wound at the moment, but he'll be present shortly. I don't promise he'll be tidy in any matter, but neither do any of you seem.
If the JR was tidy, we would not be doing great business.
I don't even know what
that I say.
They're still all in Elven.
No, I'd say that in common.
Oh, and Goblin. So, and you would have heard LVN's sending, I guess, because Goblin Keeper definitely can't speak Elvish unless he's learned it in the time since.
Well, sending is in her head, so they wouldn't have probably.
They would have been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, that probably wasn't there yet. Nope, she knew better. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I was just asking.
Yep, because you're good.
I abruptly stop talking to her and just keep focusing on.
All right. Now, it's not a quick. It's like an 8-hour trip. Is there anything you guys as a team wish to discuss before riding back? Any matter of business or any kind of thing like that you guys need to address?
Nah, I'm pretty stoic for the whole 8 hours. I don't say a word.
Yeah, as long as you guys explained. I guess I don't really. Marsh doesn't know what happened to you guys, but he's also fucked up on shrooms right now, so he's probably not going to ask anything.
I think Henry would only just try to find out if they Chosen saw what was chasing us.
Chosen isn't really interested in talking about anything at this point. He's pretty pissed off that LVN wants to have him go fight the Goblin King.
I thought we were going into like the Twilight Zone there for a second or something.
I was on a different scene and I clicked something and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then I saw it on your guys'. I was like, "Whoa!" All right. Is there any clarities? Go ahead, Darko.
Oh, I was just saying, Darko's just sitting there and like darkness is just like flickering in and out, kind of like a broken light bulb as he like tries to like nod, tries to keep himself from nodding off to sleep.
You got it. You got it. I am trying to figure out why I cannot stop. Normally I can stop.
Can't stop.
Something I'm missing. Maybe it's this one.
Do you want me? I don't know if I still have GC as a character on D&D Beyond anymore, but I could remake him pretty quick if you want me to.
That's it. That's up to you. I mean, later at some point we for sure can.
Okay.
But no rush. No, you don't gotta get okay or anything like that.
Just asking.
Appreciate it though. Pretty sweet. Okay, well, I'm gonna disable this real quick, and it's gonna refresh the thing, so we can go. Which is weird because it was working. What else is so you guys are about to get kicked, and it should just refresh you into the game, but in case it doesn't log in. But nonetheless, you would arrive back at the Jolly Roger. You see Tilk, and actually, speaking of Tilk, once I load in, I will show you. Okay, let's see, everything's looking. Nothing, no crazy drug effects or anything on your guys' screens, right?
Nope.
Beautiful. Okay. Sorry, I'm setting up pulling your tokens. There were a lot of broken tokens.
What can I regale you all with during our long ride back to the Jolly Roger?
Well, we're both like tripping, so I go.
Aren't you like high as fuck?
I'm like,
yeah. Let me tell you about Cybacillin.
Tell me about your spells. Tell me about your spells.
Oh, like magic?
Yeah, it's like we're just like sitting in the back of the cart next to each other, and I'm just tell me about your spells. Like, how does it work? Do you use like, is it just all up in your noodle? And I just like poke your brain, like your head.
Oh, no, not the instrument of power. Do not touch the instrument of power.
You mean Luann? And I pull out Luann.
That's a good one. Luann certainly does her damage. I'd be happy to tell you of my spell. Let me tell you a little bit about how there's this one that I've been really dying to make good use of. It's a way to shape the rocks around us. I don't know how much I'll go further. Yeah, I describe it in detail, like how I can make them any shape I want.
Could you make March kind of looks back and forth. He goes, "Could you make him look like boobies?"
Like booby boulders.
He goes, "Ooh, cool! That magic's pretty neat."
Point me at a rock. I will make it boobies instantly.
Just can't. Can you make it look like boobies?
So
that's appropriate high talk, though. I guess.
Value to magic now. He understands. Up until this point, he was like, half the time you guys hurt me with the spells you use. So
that's fair.
That's true.
That's so true.
Now, Chosen heals you.
That's true, but he doesn't see your magic the same way. You're like God or something. Marsh doesn't stopped trying to understand you a long time ago. He's like, yeah, you might be God, maybe. I don't know. Good thing you're on my side. That's how he feels.
So, as you guys do finally arrive at the Jolly Roger, you are greeted by Tilk. I'm bringing you guys over to the screen. I am working on getting official kobold artwork done, and Tilk is complete thanks to a artist known as Silky Noir. They did a great job on our Tilk. You guys might have to zoom out to see it because it's really big.
Oh, cool.
Just toss it on the screen.
I like that.
Well, actually, you guys shouldn't have a vision restriction.
That is what is
near,
he huge to anyone else?
No,
Yeah,
he's
it's just a picture. Yeah, he's just the whole thing. Yeah, yeah. It's just when I pulled the image, that's how it came out.
I was like,
oh, resolution. Yeah. You
what
see a
happened
massive
to Tilk?
above you guys. He's just like, hey. He's like, what?
He must have had a lot of food to eat.
But this is his official artwork. This is Tilk. Meek looks awesome. You guys are gonna love it. When his finally comes, all the kobolds will eventually have their own official stuff. So, just
cool.
An FYI. But this is Tilk. So,
very cool.
Whoops! Now I can't get rid of it. Oh. But nonetheless, you guys arrive at the tavern.
This is just a general question, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Would Marsh have run into the group that GC was a part of at any time?
No, like I said, you never got directly involved.
Okay.
You would just they just paid well from afar for you to make sure supplies got where they had to go.
Okay. Cool.
You never really you've heard of. I mean, no, sorry, your history was so bad you've never heard of anyone.
Yeah,
so.
I rolled a 1, so I just wanted to make sure. I was.
And Alistar was on the verge of understanding until you guys both took mushrooms. So
yeah,
things occurred.
things did occur. That's certainly.
Glad we did that.
But nonetheless,
I mean, you guys are gonna fucking meet him. So.
What would you guys like to do as you arrive? Imagine the Albions there. The token is also missing.
Okay.
As soon as Chosen gets back, he gets behind the kitchen. Starts cooking up some Chosen sloppy chos.
Oh shit!
Beef Chosen off.
Marsh
makes some Chosen churros.
All right.
Marsh does at some point, doesn't have to be now, does want to talk to LVN about like poisons and stuff.
Okay.
But he doesn't need to do that right now, but at some point he does want to do that.
I got it. Understood, good sir. Chosen gets off to cooking
go up
back
and
at home.
Rest.
Mm-hmm. And take a rest. Alistar?
Go out and pick some more of those wild berries. I think I've run out of what's in my pocket, so I'd like to get at least a few more pockets.
Okay. Fair point. You got it. Give me a nature check to find them, and then depending on that, we'll see if you make a survival. Darko, what are you doing?
I don't see my dude.
You know? Does anyone see him?
I see Darko.
Do you?
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to refresh my shit.
You're right there. I see you.
Okay.
You're like in the center of the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to go and check up on the dwarf who I left making my very fun wheel of joy.
Walden, I believe his name is. Is that what we need? Yeah, pretty sure.
Walden. Yeah.
Okay.
I will go off looking for him. What'd you say?
Oh, I just said okay. I'm taking notes. Alistar, give me a survival.
Oh, I did. I gave you
with advantage. Oh. Okay. No, you don't find any bushes, but as you try to comb through them, because of your great survival check, you manage to dodge all of the thorns due to the failure to be accurate and know if they. I'm over here dodging thorns. I should know better. there shouldn't be thorns, but you're still fucking around with them anyways. Like you're still a little loopy from your
Through this
dosage.
forest, I'm out of here.
But you do make it home completely fine. But Alistar, as you pass the grove you entered and head back to the Jolly, you hear a "Hey, wizard."
You're dead, tree. I have not seen you in ages. You're dead. I know you are. Where are
I've been watching. You just said you didn't want to talk. I figured you might want to know something. I hear things in the wind.
Fine, tell me.
I did.
Oh, you hear things in the wind? Is the information?
How did you know that I hear things in the wind?
Oh, you get more and more.
I hear things in the wind.
Good information. I'm so glad you shared it with me. I will write a story about this.
I just wanted to share that with you. Let me know if it matters.
No, it does not.
Okay, I'm not
He's
there.
gone. that's that. You
Goodbye.
learned that trees hear things in the wind. I'll start one
I
unnecessary
hope you
fun
died.
fact.
I thought we cut you down ages ago. Where is Chosen? Chosen, you need to cut some trees.
Chosen's flipping stroganoffs around in a bowl and making the churros and the rest of his variety menu of sloppy chos that he just wants to have a good home indulged meal of. As Alistar goes in complaining, and Rep serves Alistar a beer, saying, "Hey, how are your adventures?" Darko jumps out the window.
Was that a window?
They're all with that.
I thought that was a door.
They're all windows. I don't know what. That was a bug. I just see you jump out the window.
I can't move my.
You can open the windows. Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't been able to
Oh,
either.
my man.
I thought it was my
Okay.
screen, so maybe it's just
Let
all
me just delete you guys and then re-put you guys, and then if that doesn't work, then maybe
of us.
refresh.
I'm dead.
So let's see. I'll start try.
Yeah, still no. I can't
Nope,
move the screen either, so I think it's related.
Refresh. Yeah, refresh.
I'll refresh.
Chosen, you can move because you moved yours. Henry, can you move? Assuming.
I had to refresh for me to move.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I should always just assume I need to refresh if
Yeah,
I can't.
that's probably a good assumption. I should do that too.
It's like it's probably like a packet loss. It just doesn't sync. So it's not the worst case scenario. But apologies.
Look, we can learn, guys. We can get better.
But nonetheless.
Be moving.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I
I
can
am
walk
magic. Go back out there. Tree, I can move like the wind.
You tell that to the tree?
Tell that to the tree.
Perhaps I'll hear you. Would you try?
Just walk away. I didn't talk to him.
And I'm fucking out.
I hate trees. Last time I talked to trees that tried to kill me.
Yeah.
Hey, Alistar, funny you bring up killing trees.
Oh, good. Cut them
bounty.
down. Big tree out there down.
Actually, I heard in town that somebody's looking for some people who put a small part of the woods on fire.
Oh, yes.
Which wasn't that time you told me that you burned half a dozen trees and left more to burn, and then it snuffed, and that wasn't that by chance, because I had told them I never heard of you guys, but I did, and that makes me a liar, and I knew one of them, so it's a little of a moral. I'm gonna take this one personal.
It's okay to lie.
He's in a minor struggle right now. He's in a moment. He's in a moment.
Right. I'll put 5 gold on the table.
He slides it over. A beer. He gets right back to work.
Perfect.
Was that rep?
Yeah, it was Rep.
Okay.
Yeah. Stealing from me. I like it. blackmailing us now.
Good for him. He's earned it.
Yeah, right.
But
Marsh would be disappointed if he hadn't started blackmailing us before now.
Lead by example, right? Tilk does have a brief announcement. He goes, everyone, crew. I think Meek think demotion means 2 promotions. Because he says that he sees somewhere dooming 2. Because he can't say 2, he say do. And we say motion. We all speak differently. Meek promote himself again. There's a silence amongst the crew.
Okay,
getting this information.
So the thing that happened where Meek hired those other people to come in and break into our place. Does Marsh remember that? Did that really happen, or was that just a fucking fever dream?
So everyone that was present that time, you remember it as that was a time of quick transition. Like you guys came by, picked up some supplies, and left to do this in Neckhead exhibition. That happened while you were picking up your shit. That's why you went down there, because you were picking up your gear, and that's when you saw Meek's exercise, as he goes about calling it. So as you guys get back, it was a little bit of a time. You know, a lot of things happened here and there, and you're like, oh, that's right.
Okay, so I turned to Tilk then.
Okay.
Because Tilk is the one who told us this, right?
Just now, yes.
You go. Hey there, Tilk. How important is Meek to you?
You couldn't kill Meek. Nope. I'm sorry, Cuckoo, but you couldn't.
Sorry, I don't know what that means. So what I'm trying, let me be clear. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. Unless you can give me a good reason, I'm gonna go out there and find Meek and I'm gonna shoot him in the back of the fucking head.
Chosen have no problem with this.
Give me a intimidation check.
Take 5 gold and I slide it over to
Marsh.
Marsh.
Be intimidating. I want that to be clear. But I will do.
But like, okay, I mean, this is more like seeing if he weighs the forcefulness behind your
Gotcha. I'm just saying things. I'm just saying things that are true right now.
We have a Alistar Max offering medical scale services on
one, baby.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah. I'm just saying things that are true.
Wow.
Oh, fuck.
How is that possible, man? You have terrible rolls tonight.
Meek angry all time because he hold in a monster. If you kill Meek, monster kill you.
Okay. That's a shame.
Yes. I too dislike Meek. He originally not part of us.
All right. Well, he's not promoted. I just sort of stand up and I go.
He has. Okay, you guys want to see the line art?
The what? Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to see it. And I also want to see Marsh shoot him in the back of the head.
Yeah, I got a little disappointed that he didn't win that.
Yeah,
that's not on me. Yeah,
I mean, I don't need to. Marsh doesn't need to win anything to
he doesn't
kill.
have to win the intimidation for it to happen.
He can still go do that. Yeah, Marsh can very well go and shoot Meek in the back of the head.
So
he understands. So he understands. I'll say this. Marsh wants to retire, right? He's not trying to die. So if someone says, "Hey, if you try to kill this guy, he might kill you." So Marsh is willing to listen to that advice. at this point. But he
So-
is in the mood to put Meek in the ground.
Joke goes, well, you see, crew, Meek make tag name. Let's say he is supervised.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And
Sure shit did.
he doesn't have a word for them. His things are still here. Well, not here now. He sent them on errand, but they still work here. He's like He's like quizzical on the whole thing. He's not really sure what the fuck.
Silk, can you bring Mick here?
Yes, it does, Alistair.
Nice.
He come back on his own after his job with his things.
We will see him here.
Mm-hmm. Who's this? Who looks towards
This?
the
Yes, where's Jerkle?
He's actually there. He's just hanging out in the corner.
Oh,
Hi,
I guess I didn't see him.
I'm present. But I've just been listening. Mm-hmm.
Speak to this lady. She say that the Goblin King exist.
I don't know who she is. Cannot tell you whether she lies or not. We are all victims of the Goblin
Let her
King.
talk to you and determine what you think. You liar too, so you lie, she lie, and
I don't believe I
you believe
lied
she
for
lied-
any purpose. I don't think at any time I even told you it's only a 3-letter word and you still would. A fib. Let me just make it simple for you. Don't worry about the purpose of it or if it makes sense. A fib. A fib means I am not lying. It is. I don't know why. I was trying to give
Talk
you a
to
small
her.
word.
Determine-
He seems very
Determine-
complex right now because he's trying to explain to you the simplest words and he's using little words and he's realizing the little words are very complicated to make you believe him. But go on.
Jerkle, talk to her. You know if she lie or not.
Okay, I will talk to her. What's up?
Elvian, tell Jerkle.
Basically, you get an exchange
you
between the
say?
two of them. They share 3 things in common, 2 things not. The 3 things in common are neither of them believe that the Goblin King is a king or an individual. Neither of them believes that the Goblin King has anything to do with an actual goblin. And both of them agree that these gangs in the Hollow are using the title as an exploit and pushing power. But they too are actively looking for this source of Goblin King to then possess whatever it is that it offers. It's like a treasure that people are looking for, but everything dies that gets close.
So
2
they
things
both agree.
don't agree on. But there are 2 things they don't agree on.
Okay.
The first one, this is what Jerkle does not agree with Elvian. Jerkle thinks Elvian is lying when she says that the Goblin King's commanders, one of them being identified as Grom, has been actively functioning within the Silver Wolf Woods.
Okay.
Jerkle doesn't believe that because supposedly Grom was killed by the fabled General GC.
Okay.
The second thing that actually Jerkle does not agree with also, that Alvian says, is that the last place known to be a base of operations for the Goblin King was in the actual, there's a place called Goblin Keep in Van Quee. They don't talk about the location, but none of you, Alistar, roll me a intelligence check. You probably read about it in your studying because it was a big part of the war. Marsh, you absolutely know where it is.
Whether or not the check passes. You know everything. I can direct.
Right, what were you saying?
Marsh and Alistar, when they mention that, well, Jerkle basically says he does not believe that the Goblin King ever stayed at the Goblin's Keep. Alvian says that is the last time they ever had a close encounter with the fabled leader. Alistar and Marsh both know that. Let me see. Something disappeared on me.
Because Jerkle essentially was looking for the Goblin King as well.
Yes.
That's why I was like, they gotta have a chat.
Let me see if I can. For some reason, that broke too.
Does Marsh remember LVN?
Well, every time you roll, it's fucking 2. So
I know.
No, but you're thinking you believe that she is a part of all of this in history, but you have not been able to find it anywhere.
I like that. I honestly like that Marsh just can't fucking remember any of.
Yeah, it's a role driven. Mm-hmm. I can't find the map, but I will get you guys the map and mark it for you guys. But it is actually technically just like it's at the very north tip of your guys' forest, like the very farthest tip north, right before it leads closer to the bridge. Like the halfway part going to the hollow. But they say it is kept in the seabed, in the side of the seawall. So it's in like a divot, I guess. It's not like a full cave because it's open to the sea, kind of like your guys' harbor dock. Sounds oddly potentially familiar. Something that you guys also own. And that's something Marsh now puts together. Alistar, you guys both put this together. Like, wait a minute, you guys didn't even think about the Goblins Keep being a hideout because it's been supposedly abandoned forever. No one's ever been there because the goblins were wiped out forever ago. But it is in the seaside wall, just like your guys' spot, but further north. Coincidence? Nonetheless, those are the 5 informational points.
Okay.
What do you guys do? Assumably, Henry, you were also present
the thing
during
is
this
north.
conversation.
Sorry, I'm just double checking. The thing is north.
Yes, it is at the northeastest point of your guys' woods, where the woods end. It is below that in the side of the seawall.
In the same way that our thing is.
Now that you think about it, because you are military strategic, that is why it was so difficult to fight them, because they somehow no one knew how they were getting to and fro until they finally discovered them.
Cool.
Alistar thought it was a mark point of genius, but it was the imbecile creature that geniufied it, only to fail. So then, obviously, no one would ever try it again. In the books, at least, you read.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Fuck.
Alistar. With that intelligence, you also start thinking about it, and there's an article about the Slain Wars talking about rumors of after the war, the Goblin King will rise, that you remember reading. And you remember that the person that found the scroll with this writing on it went by the initials Alfian.
Oh, wait a minute, Elvian. Are you an author of sorts?
No, I am absolutely not an author, but a lot of things of our history were taken from our point of view, perhaps.
You research and you write. You are a scribe and a scholar. I am quite impressed.
I am actually a murderer of thousands. I fought in the Slain War.
You're a murderer of thousands?
And I killed everything that did not agree with the ways of the North.
Me too. Love that.
I'm very well aware. I knew who you were the moment you stepped by my door. Perhaps
I'm
your
glad.
memory of a human brain may jog a little and remember who I was. We found some artifacts at the end of a battle.
To go down.
The only woman in my life is Luann. Sorry, I don't remember other women. It's not your fault. It's just how I am.
After We dispatched a particular group in a ruins, at the time known as the Quiet Sigil. We discovered some scrolls. We thought they meant nothing, but they spoke of something that we heard rumors of after we had dispatched a couple quadrants, talking about something bigger coming. War meant nothing. They were delaying us, thinking they could stop us from getting to anything that we needed to succeed. The way history writes it, we won. Clan War's end. We took over the entire continent. The South became the Southhold. That is not true, nor is it the case now. Kind of just leaves it at that.
Fuck.
A snack, and then we're ready to go. Perfect. Thank you, Chosen. Edward, get your ships ready. Whatever you pirate thingies do.
Henry was asleep. Well, that's going
Henry,
on.
get your pirate ship ready. I screamed out that.
So, do you guys technically want to take a long rest, recover?
Yeah.
So,
before we do that,
but there's nothing else you guys wish to discuss after that. You guys all just kind of take it under acceptance and stew on it.
Chosen does.
Marsha gives you a lot of PTSD.
Chosen looks at LVN. What would you have us do? Jerkle disagrees with a couple of your statements, but agrees with the majority.
Well, GC is coming, isn't he? He can settle this when he gets here.
Yes, we might as well wait for our lieutenant. Maybe even you, Jerkle, will believe in what he sees and says. He personally, before my involvement, with them at least, has murdered, I think, thousands of goblins. One story goes he murdered hundreds in a single tower as they rained upon him. I don't know how you can kill something as they rain upon you, dead already, but he takes credit for them.
Just how it goes sometimes.
But he'll probably arrive by the time tomorrow comes fresh. Before any major decisions are made, wait for the morning.
Well, no options are laid before us.
Exactly.
Chosen.
Until you speak, perhaps you should hear his side of the story. I can only speak for what I am doing on my behalf, and I've been protecting all of you. I thought that the orcs and the neckheads, I thought they were the ones that were working on behalf of them, and now there's something bigger down there? I'd really rather not have to fight these things further alone than I have the entire time.
Good thing Chosen there and Chosen's crew to kill big machine thing.
She mutters something under her breath. If anyone wants to hear it, you can make a perception check.
Like Chosen said, we all heroes. Chosen absolutely does not give a shit about what she just said.
I'll make a perception check
Okay.
just to see, but I'm not holding my breath. I've been rolling ones.
Oh, Marsh. Your ears perk because it's spoken in Elven, and whispers in Elven are something that you imagine Chosen's ears can't pick up because of his lack of delicacy in speaking it himself. It's very broad. It's very brass. It sounds like an intruder is speaking their language because his innate knowledge of knowing it wasn't because of class, where you guys are taught the proper, speech. So she mutters as Chosen goes on and is around her, and she says that perhaps if I showed you tonight in your sleep, and you imagine that she is casting some kind of incantation that is known as an elvish method of, they call it, there's a word, 1 second. Drip persuasion, where overnight one thinks and their dreams might be intertwined with the truth, but left to them to decide.
Okay. So I hear her do this,
Yeah, it's often a practice made to encourage troops in the field of battle. Usually, it's not usually meant. It's really hard to hurt someone with it, so you know that it's no ill content of trying to harm anyone.
Okay.
So you're trying to show reason to a guy who doesn't have the brain to learn.
Okay, if I know that it's mostly used for telling the truth, I guess.
It's more like a way of passing visions without. It makes it personal, I guess. It puts them in the moment.
Gotcha. Okay, then I wouldn't say anything, but I'll keep it in mind. And if someone is like, "I had a bad dream last night," you can bet your ass tomorrow I'll be like, "Well, I can tell you who the fuck did that." So
you got it. So with that,
all right. Well, after Chosen boasts and whatever about all of the heroics, he gets sleepy and goes to sleep.
Do you have any corpses in my corpse den?
You have 4.
Ooh, I'll bring them all. Animate them all.
You want to meet them all? Is that what you said?
Fodder.
I want to meet my new troops.
I'm gonna assume because we got back closer to the end of the day that Walden is probably not out and around and building things. But did Walden make any progress at all on that?
He did.
Okay. Is he building it out in the courtyard, or is he?
No. He has like a little off the beaten path of the training grounds. He has like a little shed workshop where he builds the things that's the training ground. You know, basically the necessities that are not needed for the front of the business.
Okay.
But you did head down there. You were looking for him. You didn't see him, but you do see before you, good sir. I want you to roll me a persuasion for the way you were trying to describe it to him before your rush away of what it is you wanted in such deep desire. And let's see what he picked out of it.
Not much.
It is absolutely not what you imagined. It is blocky. It turns. It does the whole rotary motion, but it's like it's hard edged. You know, it's real. It's like I don't want to see some diamonds poking out from behind my subjects when they're hanging on there. Like what the? You know, you want it to be flashed. You want it to be real smooth. You want to be able to roll it off the stage. You know, like you want to be dramatic with it. This is like a lug. It fucking falls apart. You can't put this anywhere quickly. Like it can't stand on. Definitely.
I'm gonna light it on. I'm gonna light it on fire.
You're gonna set them back 40% of the way.
That's fine. I'm just gonna light the whole shit on fire.
With your disappointment, you destroy his work. Do you feel inclined to do or leave anything else behind outside of the destruction of his attempts thus far?
Nope. I will discuss this with him in the morning.
You got it. Okay. Chosen. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please. Henry, I need you to give me a wisdom check just in general. Alistar, you fall asleep reading a book. What book were you reading?
Oh, this is good. Well, I have these new tombs from that store. It'll be Tomb of the Raider.
Okay. As you begin reading Tomb of the Raider, it describes a very well-capped, muscled individual. You didn't quite get past the gender or the physical descriptions past the very toned legs and thigh descriptor, but you're pretty sure you'll get to it in the morning.
They have rock hard boobies.
Yeah, like triangles.
Henry, wisdom,
like 2 stones super glued.
Henry, he's dreaming of those like rock boobies that he made you.
For real though, dude. My uncle, who was like much younger than my dad, had a PlayStation 1 before I did, and I remember playing Tomb Raider with him and like being like, "Am I allowed to play this game?" And he was like, "It's fine, dude." I was like, "It's rated teen," and he was like, "Dude, don't worry about it." And then I saw those and I was like, "Whoa, video games are so cool."
Henry, your rest isn't as settled. You try to relax, you try to decompress from these wilding moments, these intense situations you keep finding yourself on land, and the ocean was so much simpler. You could see what was beneath you. You could see what was around you. Maybe during a storm you couldn't see what would hit you, but you could swim, so you could usually survive any of that. The worst that would happen is it's really cold, and there's no land around for hundreds of miles, and you freeze. But you accepted that fate a long time ago. You did not sign up for any of this shit. Talk about your nightmares for me.
Henry just
you're a
has
bard
like
now,
this.
so you're probably like being very attuned with it. I imagine there's like a whole fading side sweep in your imagination and whatnot.
Henry has this dream where he's on a ship and it like runs aground, and then suddenly like this cliff forms above it, and then like this chasm opens and starts eating the ship. And then in the ship, or like in the cave, that like image that he saw is like creeping closer and closer and closer. And then he wakes up in a sweat. "Oh, I didn't bloody sign up for this, mate. We gotta get to the sea. This is bloody madness." And then he'll eventually just fiddle around on like an instrument for a little while to calm himself down, and then eventually try to drift off to like a very peaceful sleep, but one of those ones you have where you're kind of half awake.
You got it. You don't suffer any disbenefits, but just an unsettling stay. But you are back at home, so that's a boon. Chosen. So, what we're about to experience together is you in place of another. So I'm going to describe the scene to you, and you are the subject in the scene, okay? You hear clinking, screaming, shouts of roar and valor, but you hear more agony and howls. Your vision is a blur as you're laying prone. As you look up, you see what looks to be a feminine hand, a feminine physique. You got long hair, and you believe it to be blondish white. Almost mute, though, to the general scene where there's more blood and more silver shining from the blazing sun in the sky, giving you this heavy caress against your skin. But you feel a heartbeat on your finger. What do you do?
A heartbeat on my finger from the hand that's reached out?
No, from your other hand.
You're
like sprawled on the floor. Imagine that.
And reluctantly look to where my other finger is.
As you do, you ache. Your entire body, from your neck, it hurts to move it. You quickly come into a quick, remembering what just occurred. You got laid the fuck out from a cavalry that caught you off guard as you were dismantling a couple of orcs before you. You are present in a war, and things are not in your favor.
Okay.
You hear something in your mind. It's a very heavy breathing, raspy voice, and it's goes, "ERIYA, we can't keep this going. They've got us beaten on both sides. If they kill me, you'll go too." How do you respond? You feel this. You feel like this intensity. You feel their pulse within you. You feel their breath. You feel their, as if you are one, but not present in the same place.
He kind of just intensely looks at this person because
we don't see them.
I guess
it's all internal.
Okay. And does Chosen believe that this is Chosen at this moment?
Yes, you absolutely believe this is you in the scene. Now, you could be chosen in your aspect, but you would technically be in the visage of this feminine character. But you can speak as Chosen, etc., because you would believe it as your own self.
Yeah. Chosen go down with no one. Chosen fight no war. Chosen get out of this place and go back to JR.
That's not an option. They're gonna kill me. Don't you feel it? And you feel like a stab, like a pierce, springing from your hand where this ring is, and go up your arm into your chest toward your heart, and get like a strain, like a pain, almost like a defibrillator shock, and you realize that your own chosen. You realize real quick that your own vitality is depleting. You're getting weak.
What are you to chosen, and why do you make chosen feel pain?
You don't get any response. You feel blurry. You feel confused. You feel out of place. You feel something's not right. You wake up. You're in a cold sweat. You're in your room. The owlbears are sleeping peacefully, not seeming bothered, meaning they didn't sense any danger. So why do you feel uneasy?
I try to, curl up and go back to sleep as best as I can.
You do.
Thinking
you wake up and you do remember that there was some kind of unsettlement in the middle of the night. The rest of you guys all go throughout your nights as stated and necessary. Marsh, was there anything that you wanted to end yours with? Oh yeah,
no,
Albion,
I wanted to talk to Albion at one point about poisons and stuff, but I'm not. That's not a big deal. We can do that even in Discord if you want, so it's not a big deal.
Okay. But is there anything else you wanted to address in general while you're down? Well, before you go down or while you're going down?
No, Marsh wouldn't. He's pretty fucking tired. He's ready to go to bed.
You got it. You guys sleep. Wake up. Everyone, make sure you did a long rest. I know some of you did it very early on, but if you haven't, do it so now. You all awake, and I'm going to say that good old Marsh is out in the rain shooting, but he's an little old dude. He's not always a present for everything. But the rest of you head down and are presented with, well, I'll leave it to Mr. Goblin Cleaver himself to describe.
Oh, describe Goblin Cleaver? Okay. Okay, so he looks pretty close to Chosen One's size, basically. He's 7'7", and I picked that because I thought that was funny at the time, but that's just his height. So, but he's a Goliath, so his skin is completely like a very pale color. But most of his skin, so you wouldn't know that really, because most of his skin is completely covered in tattoos that are red and look like blood splatter, but in different designs. So, like, including his face and his chest and his arms, his hands.
It looks like Harry, but a Goliath that's 7'7".
Yeah.
On prom night.
But he doesn't really wear any armor. It's literally just like a kilt, basically, and like a strap that he holds this huge fucking axe.
So does he look like
on his back?
Does he like look permanently blood soaked then?
Basically, like he's completely covered in blood. There are definitely artistic designs in the blood, but the initial impression for sure is that he just looks blood soaked, basically.
He actually has some fresh blood on him from his kill this morning on the way here.
Actual fresh blood, and that's the point. Actually, is to like make it not obvious if he's bleeding or if he has blood on him already. That's the whole point.
He has his character was kind of cool. We gave him the unique Warhammer, right? The Warhammer ability. What is it again?
Well, it was
his
ability was that he had a magic. You're right. It was a magic Warhammer, I guess. That depending on how many people could see him doing the stupid, dumb bullshit that he would do all the time, it would give him like a plus,
like a boon for all the people that believed he was capable.
He would have to like call out what he was going to do. He would be like, "I'm gonna fucking kill this guy," and then everyone would see him say that, and then it would either happen or it wouldn't. And every time he said something, it happened. So people just started sort of believing that he was able to call out
like the great Bambino of death.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, yeah. It was pretty awesome. He literally like made up the biggest bullshit of this tower, and it literally like it happened. The team
Yeah,
made
it happened, dude.
It was so
He literally
awesome.
was like,
I'm gonna kill everyone in this tower.
and he runs in, and then someone else blew the tower up, and it collapsed on him. And he was the only person that survived in the whole tower of hundreds of guys. And he walked out, and everyone was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
Technically the truth.
We never had to explain it because everyone just said it happened, and it did. It was the funnest thing because the players went out of their way to make it happen for Goblin Cleaver to achieve this image. It was so cool.
yeah, like
we
it was like a guy.
amount of goblins.
Someone would cast Enlarge, someone would cast Haste, and Goblin Cleaver. That was like a code word where he would like get teleported into the middle of the fight. And everyone would cast all these spells out, and he would just fucking.
So he operates in a nonchalant, boastful way of his abilities. He's very confident.
Yeah. So he just sort of walks in and goes,
LVN.
and he looks around and he goes,
Oh shit. Is this a bar?
It is.
He goes, okay, LVN, let's talk at the bar.
Of course. Rep, please. Rep obliges. He looks to you, Chosen, as he slowly pours the beer for approval. And then he slides it across the bar to this Goliath of equal size. And you see Rep kind of comparing the two. He's looking at you guys in like an idolizing way, like, awesome action figures. Like, he's pretty stoked about the current interaction. And the Alveon goes, everyone, this is GC, the recent commander, chasing after the known General Garon.
Chosen like your blood.
Thanks. I earned every one of them.
Mate, is this an orc thing? You like his blood?
No,
That's
I'm a Goliath.
Not orc.
I don't know what you're talking about when you try to say that you like his blood.
Do you not see? He blood-soaked.
He appears to be.
Henry's pretty
very
knowledgeable
honest
upon such, yeah. You even know that those are all tattoos outside of the fresh blood upon him. Henry's like, I've seen this kind of work before. These are fanatics. These people are fucking insane or something. Henry, you would for sure like understand that this dude, whatever LVN says he likes to like kill, like whatever his little hobby is, this dude is a very serious hobbyist of this hobby.
Yeah, I just don't know that I would have heard blood soaked or anything like that.
No, not in that sense,
would
but
just be
looking at
weird.
him, like just like looking at him coming in, you know, sizing him, just seeing his visage and his tattoo work and whatnot, you'd be like, this dude is a fanatic of whatever it is he is a part of.
LVN here say you know something of Goblin King. Tell us what you know.
he just kind of he would sit there and drink, you know, the whole thing of ale, put it down, and kind of just look at you guys. He goes,
Do you know what GC stands for?
God companion?
Gone catching.
They're good guesses, but that's not it.
he goes,
I'll tell you if you fill this up with something stronger.
Chosen don't think he really care.
Marsh, I'm sure you've got something behind the bar, mate.
Yeah, we'll say he's present.
Yeah,
Look at that, he's ready. He's on it.
And Marsh just pulls out whatever, something.
You got it.
Oh, mate, this is a fun game. So Marsh
coin for
over here
beer.
just pulls something out.
Say that shit.
And listen, you're large, mate, but you never know what you're gonna get. Are you sure you're ready for this?
Yes.
I was still gotta hear.
It's a fun game, mate.
Gold
It's
coin
fun.
for a beer. Get your Goliath ass to pay.
Henry just like looks. Henry just like looks over at Alistair like, The fucking stones on this guy, like,
Bro, what?
just,
Goblin-
yeah,
Goblin-
you know,
okay, so-
like, but he has a new respect for Alistar in this moment. Like, holy fuck!
That's fair. So GC sits there. He pulls out a gold coin out of his pocket, and he hands it to Alistair. He just but he has his like giant palm basically out, and he just has the little gold coin sitting in the middle of his. He just sort of hands it out to you and goes, he says, "Take it."
That's what GC stands for, isn't it?
Henry's
Stands
just
for
gonna
the
be like,
gold coin.
"Hi, Mike, you go ahead and take your coin."
Yeah. Fine.
Okay, you take it.
I'll take it.
All right, he lets you take it. He
That's
puts
what
his
the
hand back.
GC
What?
Appreciate it.
He goes,
All right, well, GC stands for Goblin Cleaver.
Oh, wow.
Useful
I
in
would
the
never
current
guess that.
campaign. In our current
Oi,
He was-
mate, we're supposed to guess that.
Chosen was hoping for more.
Goblin
The
cleaver.
gold
And he
Holy
goes back,
shit.
and he goes back to like cooking eggs and breakfast.
He
So
goes,
wait,
he goes, I didn't say it was impressive. I'm just saying that's what it said.
is your first name Goblin and last name Cleaver? Like, is your family
No,
name
Oh,
Cleaver?
no, mate, I'm pretty sure Henry sizes him up and sees that giant axe. I'm pretty sure he's named after his axe, mate.
Mm.
Aye.
he goes,
So, do you have a name, or is it just? Oh, the axe is the person we're talking to, right?
Chosen
kinda-
like this game.
kind of stops, and he goes,
Oh, you're talking about Farrat, you mean?
Oh, I'm confused, mate.
What is it?
Marsh,
That's your
can I get a
name?
drink? My brain's hurting already, mate.
Is that your name?
Yeah,
Farouk?
Farrat,
Farrat.
my-
Farrat.
my Goliath name.
It hurts my throat when I say your name. Farrat.
Can I call you F, mate?
Whatever you
It
want,
sounds
man.
like it starts with a.
I literally don't care. It does not affect me in any way what you refer to me as.
Oh,
So just do literally whatever you want.
oh, I'm just gonna call you mate. It's just the easiest. Everyone's me, mate.
That's great.
Have you heard of the
Anyway, I
Chosen?
heard you guys give a shit about goblins now.
Kind of.
Apparently
Chosen.
they do. I could care less. If there's gold in it, mate, maybe you get. mad.
The Chosen cares about goblins.
Chosen not sure if he care or not. He trying to
You
decide.
do.
You tell
GC.
story.
That's why he's here.
You do know when he says gold, there's a for some reason every agent of the Goblin King are filthy well supplied.
Well,
Like
Jerko
they're not
wasn't. Fuck
they're
him.
not using low grade material. Like these dudes have been a serious like force. Like this has not been an easy fight. You guys have lost more than they probably have with the way it seems in this war so far. But the riches are aplenty.
okay.
What kind of money are you looking for?
Oh, the most possible.
I mean, are you looking for like coin or assets?
Chosen
mean,
says both.
I
Wait
can
a
buy.
minute.
I can buy assets with
What
gold
kind of
coins,
assets?
mate.
Well, there's both, but it's mostly assets. You take it, it's yours, man. That's my motto.
Henry's gonna lean over to Alistar and be like, "Mike, do you understand what the bloody hell he's talking about?"
Not
What
a
kind of
dude.
assets are we talking about here?
As this conversation goes on, I go get the JR proclamation document.
Waiver.
Yeah,
sign him up.
I pull it off. I
The
pull it off.
waiver.
The waiver. I pull it off and slide it to
It's now a
GC.
waiver.
I slide it to GC.
You are doing business with the Jolly Roger. You might get fucked.
Chosen looks at
Liable
GC.
limbs or loss of blood.
Chosen looks at GC. You say many things that sound very good. Chosen don't care about Goblin, but care about enterprise, more chosen followers. And chosen like to smash things every once in a while. Now, before you continue, chosen need you to sign this.
Ooh.
DC, give me a intelligence check. Just whatever your intelligence probably would have been.
It's not good. It's negative for sure. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if he knows how to write. That's what
I don't think so. I don't think he ever
because
did.
that's like
Chosen
you
doesn't know how
had-
to write. He
because
just put his
he-
bloody handprint on it.
because they all tell the different stories. That's how he remembers all
Yeah.
the shit that he's done.
Mhm.
That's the point of all the tattoos.
Yeah.
So chosen points to his bloody handprint on there. That's how chosen sign.
He kind of looks at. He goes, "Oh, okay." And so he just like takes out just a knife that looks like he uses for food or something, and cuts his palm, and just slaps it on there.
Yeah. You guys have a confirmation of GC.
Yeah, maybe it covers up other people's shit too. He was not looking. He literally just sees someone else's handprint and goes, "Cool." Cuts his hand. He goes, "I get that." Slaps him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You now are a part of the crew. You may continue. And he goes, puts it back up on the wall.
Rep, he's bleeding on our floor. Can you get a mop?
He goes, "I'm fine."
Of course. Yeah, 1 second, dude. Hold on. He's like trying to finish his beer real quick as he's like leaving it on the counter, and then
You just see Goblin Cleaver like licking his, like the blood off of his hand, and then drinking the whatever drink Marsh poured. I don't know what it is. Whatever he grabbed from under the counter because he doesn't give a shit either. So
He'll get you drunk. Maybe not him. He's pretty big.
yeah, Goblin Cleaver is pretty big.
Chosen need to know, are goblins in this goblin war real? And if so, where send crew to fight goblin horde for riches?
Well, GC would probably know. I mean, I could say what he would know from back then, but he might know.
You would have a general understanding of for sure where they could go. It's not so much that you want to provide where they can go, more than what it is that you've dealt with. So, how much would you say you recall from your previous Grom quest?
So I remember that he fucked up the pig guy, right?
Yeah, he murdered Hamilton.
Yeah, guys, you would have loved Hamilton. He was so cool. But he's dead now, which is unfortunate. So I also remember that was he also led the goblins that led to Goblin Cleaver being named Goblin Cleaver in the first place, because they attacked his village, and he was one of the few people who survived.
Yeah. So basically, what ended up happening was you guys were hanging out with a particular individual that might be in common. We won't mention them, and in which they assisted you in finding them, and him particularly in the north. It was very cold when you had an encounter.
I remember that. Yeah, and that's where the tower got blown up and stuff. I remember all that.
And it turned out to be a facade. Yes. He was not present. It turned out that he was actually elsewhere, murdering yet again.
Yes, that's right.
The location in which he did appear in, I apologize, I do not have the map available for whatever reason. Certain things are missing. If you guys remember what the map looks like, you, particularly Goblin Cleaver, Marsh, would know that the location is in, like, past, like, it's kind of like in and at the base of where the Silver Wolf Woods are. And the, you actually don't know the name of the mountain range, but the base of the mountain range would meet in the Silver, like, I'll pin it out to you specifically. It probably would have been if, like, take the knowledge of Marsh, like, where the ritual site was, probably, like, maybe a little, probably 10 miles north of that.
Okay. The ritual site, which one?
The one Silver Woods.
Okay, just checking.
The one that was just like straight north into the next forest.
Oh yes. Okay. Yes.
Burned that did not burn the trees.
Yes. Whatnot. Gotcha. Those woods.
Mm-hmm. So you would be more like kind of sharing the fact that it's not that they're goblins, like whatever the fuck that's helping or aiding or creating this force is stupid intelligent and very, very capable of providing the means in every way. Like, you are going against some stupidly talented goblinoids.
Yeah, so Goblin Cleaver's pretty dumb, but he...
And you personally had a thing against Grom from your history, like you faced him before.
Yeah. So Goblin Cleaver, I guess how he would express would be like,
Grom, smart. Smarter than me. I may be stronger than Grom, but that's not enough.
And you see him kind of just like break the cup that he's holding in his hand. And he goes,
it's not fair. Goblin's supposed to be stupid like me.
Chosen still not Chosen no understand.
Hi, mate. Are you implying you're a little slow?
Faster than you, little man.
Oh, you think so? I happen to have some dice here. You want to test your luck?
Sure, you roll the dice, I'll punch you in the face. We'll see who's faster.
That doesn't sound like a fun game. However, you put some coin on it. Now, if I lose, you punch me in the face. If you can hit me.
Okay. He thinks, he goes,
all right. If you can roll.
So basically,
eyes,
okay.
Before I can punch you in the face, you win.
I'm sorry. Let me hear the rules one more time, mate. Let me just. Maybe I am a little slow.
I'm sorry. I thought you were confident. I'm confident I can punch you in the face. Are you not confident that you can roll the dice good?
Are you saying if I roll dice before you punch me in the face, I win some coin?
Yeah, if you can roll snake eyes, so you roll 2 dice and it's ones. I can punch you in the face.
I love that he's explaining Snake Eyes to you too.
Do you know the odds of that, mate? That's 1 in 512.
Yes.
So you're saying I have to roll a 1 in 512 before you punch me in the face?
Did you borrow my math book? Where did you get all this algebra?
GC goes,
look, I'm not a math guy. I'm a punching guy.
All right, so if I roll snake eyes before you punch me in the face, before you do, let's just clarify this. You'll pay me 512 gold, right?
512?
That's like,
I mean, those are the
lunch
odds.
money. Like, to you, that's, gold. You don't even think about the numbers. You just know that if you tell one of your
GC never
lieutenants,
gave a shit about money,
comes up.
really.
Yeah,
so
you weren't a money. He was just like a chosen. He literally gave money to whoever. He just picked it up and said, "Here you go."
Right now.
He would give away items.
So as you say 512, he's like,
okay, I've heard that number before. Yeah, 512.
Hi.
Sure, yeah, 512 gold, whatever. Is that
like? And what's a snake eye look like to you, mate?
Snake eye. He goes, look me in the eyes really quick, mate. You see those 2 dots?
Henry just kind of like flutters his eyes.
He goes,
I'm not quite sure what you mean, mate.
He goes, I don't know, man. You figured out. You're the dice guy. I'm the punching guy.
All right, man. So what I'll do is I'll roll the dice.
Sure.
And I'll let you know if I hit snake eyes.
All right.
I'm gonna do a deception check on him. By the way.
Well, as a barbarian, he would have advantage on initiative rolls, and that's kind of what I'm banking on.
Yeah,
he'll just beat you in initiative and hit you, and it doesn't matter. He really doesn't care what you roll. He doesn't really understand how dice work. He just snake eyes.
You just signed up to be punched at by him, so whatever you do next, he's gonna punch you. So I'm going to ask for 2 initiative checks, please. Let me just toss you guys into one. Hold on 1 second.
What would you want him to be? But that would decide his.
I'll just make you marsh and then just do it at advantage.
Entertaining.
It's telling me no active combat. Huh.
Oh, shit.
Even with advantage, that's gonna be tough to beat.
Initiative.
Alt click.
Sorry, what?
Alt
What
click,
if it's
like, hold the Alt key and click it.
23.17? Ugh.
I got 1.8. Oh, like if it was 1.17, that would suck. Yeah.
That was a really good roll, man.
Yeah, he was messing around. Or you could just roll.
By the way,
two
if I
whichever.
win, Henry's gonna roll whatever.
Oh, I'm
it
sorry.
doesn't
I'm
matter.
stupid.
He's just gonna do a deception roll.
Oh,
if
that was
he
First
does.
one. That was the first one.
That was the first one. Just roll another d20 plus 5.2. That would win a tie. 0.2.
Oh yeah, he had the 0.2.
That was a close fucking roll too. Ooh.
So you guess
I
if
have-
he gets an
I have a-
18.
15 or more.
Sorry, did it
Oh,
roll
I have
again?
No, it didn't. No, just roll a d20 plus 5 plus.
Oh, gotcha.
0.2.
Sorry.
Yeah.
D20 plus 5. Sorry.
Yeah, D20 plus 5 plus 0.2.
We'll all remember the point.
Yeah.
I won't.
Okay,
It
you better
matters.
Did it roll my second one?
No, only he rolls with advantage.
Oh,
Why do you, do you roll
It
with
was
advantage? too,
18
Henry?
for half a second.
Do you have a feat
Well,
for
look
advantage
who's
on
going
initiative?
first. Let's see that deception.
But yeah,
All right,
go ahead.
Henry.
Roll your deception, Henry.
Okay.
What are you trying to deceive? Because he's just gonna
I'm
hit
just
you.
gonna convince him that I hit a
Oh,
snake
he's
eye.
trying to trick you into saying, like, so you know what? You wouldn't
He
be.
rolls.
Okay, so it'll be a little bit of work here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a sleight of hand with your charisma check, with your charisma
Okay.
modifier.
I'm going to say this. You're making a big assumption that he's looking at if you have rolled yet.
You're still gonna get punched. But you might
You're gonna get punched.
You're just gonna win.
Henry's just
He
gonna
is a
get
train
punched
that
in
has
the face.
left, and it is only going in one direction. So, Henry, whatever you do.
So you might win, and you're probably going to win the money. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's okay. Like Henry's
You're gonna
okay
eat a
with it.
punch
He
for
just thinks that he's
512
gonna eat a
gold,
punch.
dude.
Like
No.
he just thinks, oh, I found
Yeah.
somebody that I could
Yeah.
get a little money
You
off.
roll it. Give me an attack on Marsha's end.
okay.
Oh, God,
well,
this is gonna be
for
brutal.
GC, it probably would have been like what, a +4 or 5. You almost were
God,
maxed on your stat.
wake up first thing in the morning and get
Yeah, it would have been
smacked by
5.
Goliath, dude.
So then it'll be 5 plus 3, so it'd be a +8 to
Okay,
strength.
+8.
So roll a d20 plus 8.
Well, don't roll a 1.
The best punch Henry ever took.
Correction, d20 plus 9 because the Albien's there and believes in you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that hits, Doug.
Oh yeah, that
as
hits.
you roll that dice, I need you to roll me a d100 as you take a peek as the dice are rolling in ever slow motion. You try to get the glimpses. You see this massive fist coming in your direction. Give me a d100, please.
All right.
Just
I
type
didn't roll it.
type the dice on the far right above roll and then roll. This should autofill it. I actually don't know, but I just click it.
Is it also okay that I'm trying to cheat
Clicking.
to make him lose?
You're trying to make me lose?
I'm putting a minor illusion on it.
That's why he's rolling a percentage check. We're just trying to see what is and isn't in his view.
How would I make him
Okay,
lose?
let me
Maybe I
just-
should
Code
put snake
would
eyes on
be /
I got it.
R's. Okay.
Siggy's D1.
You see that it's Snake Eyes as you get hit square in the face. I need some damage from Goblin Cleaver, which would be a D8 plus 4.
5, I think.
5 plus 5, yeah. Oh, you're right, plus 5. I apologize.
That's a hefty punch.
It is. Holy fuck.
That's a fucking punch. Holy shit.
It might be the biggest punch I've ever gotten.
I mean, it could
Hopefully
be a
it's-
really soft punch, you know. It could be a soft pop.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah, hopefully it's a
solved it,
1,
you know?
dude.
Yeah, I have no idea, but it's still the hardest hit I ever got.
No, yeah, you get fucking clocked. You fly out of the chair, as you fly out, you're like, Snake! You try to yell it out. And you just get
While that
smacked.
happens, I would do my slippery as a nail.
Okay, you catch yourself, so you look real good. Like you took the full hit. Let's just say you're Chris Rock and he's Will Smith. You do a real good job recovering. But holy shit, was he not fucking kidding? He was not caring about the dice. He just wanted to punch you, but you won. But Goblin Cleaver, was like very, very accomplished. He's like, I told you I'd hit you. He thinks he hit you before the dice finish rolling, so it's in the clear.
I'll just say, if I've been punched harder, I don't know when that was. But you should check the dice, mate.
He looks at him.
As you go to look at it, give me a dex check.
Goblin Cleaver?
Yes.
Okay.
Accidentally knock over the dice.
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
Whoops.
If it's
it would dexterity for you. Would you have been in any state of rage?
No, he wouldn't be raging. He's not
and
mad.
It would just be probably a d20 plus 3.
Okay. You got it.
He goes, and you see him like just about. He's a big dude. He goes to turn around like all clumsy, and you're over here like, don't hit the table, because you see it coming. You know it's gonna. He's not gonna believe it if he sees the dice move. You manage to stop him. You do see Snake Eye.
I look at it, go. Looks like you won, man. And I look down and I check if I have any money.
You had that one coin that you just took from whatever it is you killed on the way in.
Okay. I go, here, man, here's all the money I have.
I'm like, how about this? You're about 511 gold short. Why don't you put your just put your hand to the paper Chosen's got over there. We'll call it square.
He
did.
Yeah, he did.
You are so knocked up. You can't like mess it up in the head right now.
Then I'll call on you another night. Welcome to the jolly, mate. And just slaps him.
GC, you think this is initiation?
Mosh, you got a drink, mate.
I gotta carry
I can use a drink. I don't know. I don't get this new guy. He seems not the brightest, but that's fine.
And not all members of the crew got to be the bright type,
Nope.
you know.
Nope.
As that happens, you guys hear this door here, right from where your storage would be.
If I see
What
Meek,
a great nap.
if I see Meek,
Yes, he looks.
You see Meek.
I cast Hold Person
His
on him.
eyes widen. He sees you.
I cast Hold Person on him.
Let's see. What is that? A wisdom save?
See a person?
I'm casting
Meek's
it.
no person. Oh yeah.
Meek is a humanoid. He's a person.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Oh, I fucking hold that person in place.
Oh good.
He looks. He turns around and as he's stretching, he opens his eyes and he's like mouth is ajar and he's just like standing there like at it. You see his little wooden necklace name tag that he made that says supervise, and it is like it's very crudely carved
walk up
out backwards.
Very calmly. Bosh. We have Meek.
Oh, it's Meek. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud.
You see his eyes kind of frantic.
First thing, before Marsh says anything, I take this thing, I rip it off his neck.
Okay, easy.
And I literally crush it in my hand.
You see his eyes kind of like get glistening.
I throw it down. Now, Chosen have lot to say. But Chosen let Marsh say for him.
Marsh kind of paces back and forth a couple times. As Chosen says that, I assume Chosen like gets up and walks away. So Marsh is just standing there looking at me. Marsh just paces back and forth. I'll say like 4 times probably. And then walks up to Meek and kind of gets down low, crouches down low, gets in front of Meek's face. He goes, "Hey, bud, it's Marsh. Remember me?"
You see his eyes kind of gesture in the up and down motion.
Great. That's good. Do you like being able to remember?
His eyes narrow. Give me a second. Let me roll something.
Okay.
Give him a little check. Mm-hmm. His eyes narrow as you say that, and then they kind of like relax again. They dilate, and then they retract. And you see his concern rewrite with your satisfaction.
Okay. He goes, Marsh goes, "All right, well, I just want to let you know, I heard you're a tough guy, and I shouldn't mess with you, and I'm not planning on it." But then I get really close and I go, "But you see how my friend trapped you in place here? Well, I'm a pretty tough guy too, and I know some tough guys. So if you fuck with me again, Meek, I will fold you like yesterday's laundry. Because I got to get that done, Meek. It was done yesterday. I needed to get it done yesterday, but I didn't. It's today. So don't fuck with me, Meek, please."
As you say that, you guys all hear like a released chuckle, like it was being held in, like a. You see movement. He releases his pose.
Okay. I was fucking with you. Yes. Because paralyzed no work on me.
I look at them and I go, "Well, I don't know if I trust him then if he's going to lie to us about that." And I just walk off.
You try cast spell on me. I just came out. I satisfy your desire. Yes.
He seems very, very confident.
Okay, Marsh goes, "Great. Well, you're not going to talk to me about it." And he walks off.
I don't want to talk to you.
Chosen not like where this go.
You destroy my sign.
You no longer supervisor. You no longer have any power. Tilk your boss.
He looks to Tilk. Tilk looks to Meek. Tilk shrugs. Continues what he's doing, talking to Darko apparently. Meek looks at you.
We see.
And he
No,
begins
we
to
no
storm off.
see. No, we no see. We no see. You no boss. No more. You have no power.
Yes. He just kind of like blows it up. He doesn't seem to take any of it serious as he starts walking off, and you hear him as you get Alistair and whatnot. You guys hear him kind of going, "I make backup," and you guys hear like a little wooden panel like toggle noise sound be created as he's like throwing it over his neck. And if any of you were to look down the hall into the church, you see yet another rope like necklace wrapped around him from the back of him as he's walking off into the church, taking his exit from Jolly Roger in your guys' presence.
A fucking kobold.
The LVN speaks up.
In the background, you just hear cronk.
You hear the LVN. This has been insightful, but perhaps we can come to a agreement or some sort of understanding.
Chosen still not know what we do, where we go, what goblin there are. Chosen still not believe anything. Nothing had been said.
Okay. Well, I don't know what else I can. Perhaps she kind of looks at the rest of the group and wonder. One of you can help. There's a solution. Translate the fodder. Tell him that he gets a pony at the end. She knows that you're there, and she just completely dismisses the fact that she even thinks you're, absorbing anything she's speaking. She believes that you just one ear out the other, and she goes on just like kind of rambling, like I just, GC, yeah. I must say, a interesting bunch. They blew up our trade channel, and well, let's just say we lost access to the hollow.
Yeah, you're still here.
You said to who?
To GC. That would piss you.
GC.
That access to the hollow was the newest endeavor, and that now being destroyed is a little bit unsettling.
Okay. Well, that's a bummer. But Marsh also got his brain turned off in those caverns. Oh no, this is GC. This is GC,
yeah,
not Marsh.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is GC. So GC, I guess we go. That's not good, right?
No. But I'm sure they're sorry for their hiccup in their decision in place of investigation. They were supposed to come in, resupply, and come back. They forgot the back part.
That's why you made me the general of killing people, right? Not the general of ideas, because
Oh no, I wasn't asking you for a plan. No, I was just letting you know that they destroyed our. Just don't bother trying to traverse to it because it's a ton of rubble.
Okay, I won't.
Thank you.
Is this gonna make it harder to kill?
No. All of your adversaries, like these elusive ropers, are probably going to be even easier for you to hit. Your reach won't be a factor. You won't have to let them grab you first, because they had a problem lifting you already. It took them forever to get you to their height. It was like a very slow, what they call now in Bramel, these elevation changers of sorts. They just, I guess ropers are a bit more natural in occurrence than a machine doing such.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yes. But if you want to go kill things down there, by all means, it'd probably be more exposed, if anything. You might find something new. Who knows?
Well, is it goblins? Because...
Sure, we'll say it's the cousins of the 5th goblins that once resided with the drows.
Awesome.
I'm sure those are a thing. Beautiful. And if you don't find any, then they were extinct.
Are they going to go kill those guys?
They attempted to and instead blew up the entrance to... They're going to help us in different ways.
Okay, well, I'll go kill those guys.
I appreciate your presence. Thank you. She dismisses GC as the conversation that they just shared. Though it made complete understanding, it was a bewildering conversation of, yes, he too is not the wisest of people, but his mass abilities of destroying things come as a priority for their needs, so they make them very important for them. So
not a lot of smart people in this universe.
I'm just still confused because he was supposed to come to give us belief that whatever is out there from a goblin perspective, and that didn't happen.
Oh no! Right? It was because fuck. What did the orc dude say? The orc dude claimed something that Goblin Cleaver could clear up. I think was the original plan.
Yeah. Is there anything chosen one clarified outside of being proven to? Is there something that would be convincing?
Yeah, goblins where they are, this.
Oh yeah,
side,
we discussed it.
Cliff.
I just didn't have the map to show you guys the exact location, but you guys do have that location.
Yeah, they are there. Goblin Cleaver is no, they're still there.
Before we go sail, Alvian was talk to GC about this before.
Well, sailing was an option afterwards, but yes, GC isn't a boat guy. He got there on foot via tunnel, so he would be able to tell you guys that there was a tunnel entry that could potentially be disturbed based off of your guys' previous adventure, but we won't know unless you guys try, so you guys can definitely try to find that out. But otherwise, he doesn't know anything of a coastal access. He smelled the salt in the air, and he never knew what it was from. So you guys just solved a very big question that he had.
And then I guess the biggest question, who is, and if there is, Goblin King? Do they exist?
Oh, yeah. He's real. They're real, for sure.
GC personally, in their campaign, which in the sense of proof that I don't expect him to recall the details of, was a list of 7 commanders that served this Goblin King. These 7 commanders were hitting different strike points, and some of them were grouping up. He was in charge of tracking Grom for the 2nd time, mind you, and was duped he has met him technically for a third time, though. I'll send that to Marsh in the event that it becomes relevant later for GC, now that he has been resurfaced. So GC has never succeeded against this guy, but he has successfully murdered all of his units in the process, getting to him, but Grom keeps escaping. As he discussed. These Wu-Tang, he kind of... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Goblin King Cleaver just kept getting outplayed, basically. They'd be like, oh, he's here. Goblin Cleaver would show up and kill fucking everyone, and then he wouldn't be there, and he'd be like, damn it.
Isn't Jerkle Romgrom Jerkle?
Yes.
So is that the person that he's looking for?
No, Grom is a... No, there's an image for Grom. He knows exactly what
Very
Grom
common
like.
name.
I guess, like on the orcs.
But basically, the general thing that the LVN and GC would make very clear is that they have never been able to confirm a death of any of these generals. And then the recall really fucked that up because they were doing a huge op strike against all of them when everything went to shit. Since then, for some reason, the Goblin King masses have grown exponentially, where the LVN has been struggling to relocate everyone who's been separated from the recall, particularly the fact that the continents are no longer together, being a big hiccup in the plan. So they have very little resistance currently here in Banquet. If they were going into details, they'd probably say that they got numbers around 30 to 40 solid, capable individuals. And that's completely separate from you guys knowing Cloudy, Calvin, and all them. That's just 100% whatever GC and the LVN are a part of in their own little resistance.
Okay.
Are there any other questions that any of you guys would have asked at any time during this that I can provide potentially? Assume that this was just one big war room meeting.
Yeah.
Did we kill me?
He got away.
Mark. You don't want to know what he
has. I feel like that is the consensus.
I'll be right back. But don't ask.
Isn't that the more important question right now?
Chosen, leave answer to you, but agree with what you decide.
Yes, it is Jolly Roger business, and that should come at the forefront. Yeah, sure, Goblin King, blah, blah, blah. But what we really care about is our business and our land. That's the only reason we went down that cavern.
But mates, is me making coin with this?
Making our coin, though.
Still does feel like a bit of an insurrection from the inside.
I mean, that's a typical pirate response. I mean, it feels that way sometimes, but if it adds to the coin purse, I mean, I'm just saying, mates. Let's let it play out a little bit longer before we decide to string them up.
Why? What does that benefit anybody?
You know, there was a time I sailed after a ship for 14 days, and my crew said the same thing. And, you know, we never caught that ship, but we did find a whole bunch of coconuts, and that was a big boon, mate. All I'm saying, this bloody mate, is he sleeping on me? I'm just saying, you need to see it out a little while longer.
I say we kill the lizard.
What you're saying.
Whatever happens, it doesn't matter. Long-winded ass story.
I'm saying, mate, let's see it out a little while longer. If he is going to dance on a rope, it's fine, but let's just feel it out a little bit longer.
Is he paying you on the side, Cap?
Is he paying anybody? Mate, that's a good question.
That's the better question.
All right,
he ain't
and
paying you,
let's
then who
find
is he
out
paying
if he
other
is.
than himself?
Let's find out.
He was meant to fix that ship. You saw those sails. They were tattered and burned. Did a terrible job.
I'm sorry,
don't just stop me, mate, on that. That's bloody you. That wasn't him. I should have strung you up, mate.
Responsibility to fix the ship. It was me.
Oh, the ship was tip top.
But if someone was stabbing you in the back and you couldn't see them, would you just be like, oh, well, I guess I'll just let them keep stabbing me in the back until I can turn around all the way around and see them? No, that's a stupid response.
All right, but maybe this stab has some coin in it, mate. Let's find out a little while longer.
You just got punched in the face for one gold coin, Cap. What do you know about coin?
Well, he owes me another 511, mate, and don't
Yeah,
you
but he
think
doesn't have
I'm
it.
gonna
bud,
get it?
So.
I'm gonna get it in one way or another, mate.
You're gonna get punched
Oh,
in the
good
face
luck.
again. You will.
Meek ain't the one to give you the 511. Let that be known.
Well, if the old giant over here owes me 511, he probably is gonna claim too. He doesn't have it. All I'm saying is, I have a way with words, and it generally happens that I get my way. Let's find out a little while longer
right now.
which way his sale's going.
I say
Are
we
you
kill the
persuading
lizard.
me right now? Can you roll persuasion right now?
Yeah, I would say, can you make a persuasion check? Because I don't feel very.
They're demanding it.
Yeah, I want to know whether or not I feel persuaded.
Did you add my thing? In
What
there,
is
or-
the what do we use against it? Is it like wisdom or something?
Oh yeah. Well, technically, yes, you would contest your insight against his deception or persuasion, depending on how he wants to go about it. He can twist it in any way.
Hold on.
If he's proficient in either of those, which I think he is.
I am. Yeah.
Do an insight.
I'm keen on deciding or joining whichever
Yeah.
individual
I think Meek's dead.
group, but my preference is to let Meek go.
Mhm.
Let him out to pasture.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But I'll let the crew
murder
decide
him.
this. Yeah.
Cool. I'm not feeling persuaded yet, but I know he has a really high roll.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah, I know.
Minimum or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, other than, I mean, Alistair being the main lead, who has a much less opinion about Henry's approach. At the end of the day, what are you guys doing at this moment?
It looks like we should go find me. I'm gonna go walk out.
Should go
and
hunt him
anybody who wants
down.
to follow would be great.
You find him out there, just going about the yard, and you see him.
Okay.
He's minding
Alright,
his
I'm gonna
own,
cast
tending
polymorph.
the property. That'd be a wisdom save?
Yes. Throw it out.
All right, 1 second.
I would throw it against him, but I don't see his. Oh, there it is. Actually, target it. That might.
Let me see where is he at? Oh yeah, he 16 was his save. What was your save? Oh no, never mind. He has to make a 16. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, he fails. What do you turn him into?
Seahorse.
A seahorse.
A seahorse?
And I'm gonna pick him up
so-
and run him over to what's your pet's jar thing? Your pet has an aquarium, right? Behind the bar?
Steve.
Steve.
Isn't it Steve?
Throw it into Steve's little aquarium.
I was just about to say he will be suffocating the moment he turns into it.
Yeah,
as
that's
he
totally
does.
fine.
You will quickly scoop him up. Henry, who are you casting suggestion on?
On Alistar.
Okay, Alistair, as you are running in haste to secure Meek into the aquarium, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw against Henry's suggestion.
Okay.
We
Or
got
can
a
I
bit of
just do
mutiny.
counter spell? Would I have
Well, you
seen-
wouldn't know. You would not
I
be.
wouldn't
You'd be
know, okay.
running in right now, trying to keep Meek from turning back into himself. You probably wouldn't. I mean, you probably should have chosen the seahorse, but I get why you did.
Oh, sweet.
What is your suggestion, Henry? As you see Alistar running in with a seahorse in his hands.
I'm just gonna be like, bloody stop, mate. You don't know what you're doing.
You stop. The seahorse is flailing in your hand. 1 turn goes by. 6 seconds pass.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die.
Mate, I'm just gonna say
Anybody
this.
come get him?
I'll come get
Nobody
him from
seems
you.
to be worried.
Well, I mean, if he dies, he just
waddles
turns.
over.
Yeah, I know, but that's what because he
Like,
said
here,
stop.
I'll-
You don't know what you're doing, so I feel
The
like he's gonna
enemy-
die. He's gonna die.
Where am I
Mark
taking
Mark
this-
isn't even
this
there. He doesn't care. He's not.
thing?
If you think he's an enemy, mate, an enemy known is worth way more than an enemy unknown. You can use that.
As Henry says that, you see the seahorse flailing and a full-on Meek appears in your hands, quickly falls out of it. You were still under the impression of stop, as Meek quickly looks around. What is this?
I see. You.
He disappears.
Where'd he go? Where the fuck did he just go?
Does anyone want to attempt to make a check?
Did I see him?
Yeah, I mean, because he was
Alistar, you
technically
can
like
at disadvantage. You can give me
stuck
a
in my
Arcana check
hand.
at disadvantage because you're under the effects of another spell.
Did he just
Darko,
disappear?
you just saw him vanish.
All right.
Yeah, you like
Um,
house help.
Darko, who rolled
You.
that? Alistar, Alistar, you're distracted by the spell from Henry that you can't pick up your immediate vibes, so you're like mad because Henry's smogging up your area with his
Cast.
magic.
Does he know
Dispel.
that I suggested him? Would he know that?
No,
I
but
cast
he feels
Dispel
this,
magic.
that's like kind of like I guess I wouldn't say Henry smog, but he feels some kind of. I got you. He feels some kind of like smog of reflect like other arcana in the air that's not Meek's signature that he's trying to identify. But you cast the spell magic. I need you to roll me a d20, please. Plus your spell modifier. So what's your spell attack modifier?
I think it's 3. So just my wisdom, right?
Well, it's your wisdom plus your proficiency. Right?
Wisdom plus proficiency, yeah. So it should be like maybe 6?
Plus, so it should be 6.
Yeah, I think it's 6. Yeah, 6.
So D20
plus 6.
So D20 plus 6. Okay.
As you do so. See, 1 second. Let me check something real quick. This could be the deciding factor.
Henry, I had him. I had him.
You did. That surprised me. But you chose a seahorse, so that was what hurt you at the end. And they have a -1 at con. Okay. Chosen. You succeed as you cast it. You guys now see Meek presently. Let's say technically. No, I'm putting him here. Hold on. You guys would have been like here, but in opposite positions. And the owlbears would have just been hanging out somewhere. Chosen is still where he's present. Darko would have been walking over here. Joker's just hanging out to the side. Marsh is wherever he's already present. Or if he said he wasn't there, right, Marsh?
Yeah, I'm not there. So I mean, I would have been drinking, but I'm not paying attention. So.
Got it. Okay. So, you guys see Meek appear there as Chosen casts it. Oh, real quick. Creature, object, or magical effect within range. You can't cast the spell magic because you would need vision of him. No, wait, no. Is V vocal or V is vision, right? Somatic is vocal.
No, vocal. No, it's vocal. Vocal, somatic.
Vocal, somatic. You're right. It's vocal, somatic, material, concentration. Okay, you're right. It doesn't say you have to see him.
I just have to choose a creature
or magical effect within range. Yeah, I guess. Then you're good. So yeah, you dispel it, and you do see him present. He's just like
And then Chosen casts Thaumaturgy. Meek, if you continue your antics, one of two things happen. You die, or you are excommunicated from the crew. You decide.
He grabs it, supervise. Throws it on the floor as it breaks and hits the floor, and runs off.
You decide excommunication.
Joe goes.
Somebody else missed that guy.
Crew. I think it won't last long. Like Joe doesn't even see face. He's just like he's like watched the whole thematics and he's like, this was real dramatic. Like this was great. Like he's over here just like having his little malt beer. Like, ooh. I haven't seen this much Meek action since you guys arrived.
At that moment, Henry would actually walk up to Chosen and like actually put his arm around him and like try to guide him to the bar. He can't really force him to go to the bar because Chosen's like really.
He kind of looks like he's like,
but he's gonna try to like guide him there if he wants to.
Captain Matt, what are you trying to do?
Oh, mate, just follow me, mate. I want to have a quick word with you. And it's a positive word. It's a positive word.
Cap always trying to talk.
And tell you a story about sailing or something.
Chosen, just between you and me, I that's beautifully handled, mate. So, on a ship, sometimes you face a mutiny. Do you know what the most dangerous form of a mutiny is?
Chosen, not understand mutiny.
It's something opposed to close to what he just tried to pull, right, mate? He's trying to take what is not right.
Meek put green paint in my beer.
Aye, it's bloody terrible. He's overstepping. He's overstepping, right, mate?
What the hell?
He's overstepping, right, mate?
That and him trying to rob us.
Now the problem with a mutiny is kind of what he was doing. If you don't know the word, it's fine. It's more dangerous when you don't know the one trying to lead the mutiny. If you'd have tried to lead him out or kill him, we don't know who's in charge now. It's best to know the person you are opposed against.
Chosen to understand.
You're saying a lot of words.
Mars, get us a drink, mate. I hope you'll think on this.
Chosen tried that once.
You can only think on what you can understand, Cap.
He doesn't say anything. He's like, Chosen tried that once. That's about it.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
As we go to the.
He got away.
What happened? I'm so confused.
So as you guys all pull up to the bar, you see Marsha's just sitting there drinking. He goes, "You guys want to kill Meek too, huh?"
At this point,
Chosen prefer not to kill him. If he just leaves, that's the best.
All right.
Tilk interjects.
I tell you, Cuckoo, he can't be killed. He kill us if we kill.
I wasn't killing him. I simply put him into a form where he could not be of any danger.
He no danger in form now. He vessel. You break vessel, Cuckoo, he kill.
Oh, that.
Well, he's a bit of a danger to the business, wouldn't you say? Maybe not our lives, but the business.
No, that he no supervise.
Wait, say that again.
No,
Problem.
He no supervise.
Problem is
no,
he no supervise.
No,
he no supervise. Get the tongue twister. Come on.
Ref, I need another beer.
No.
Problem. Meek do what Meek want to.
Yes, we let Meek do.
Problem. Not okay. Not okay.
He bring
chopped off some of his limbs and he lived. Would he?
Tilk goes to.
I like that idea.
Tilk heads over to the paper, to your guys' recruiting form, and you realize that when Chosen got it, he got the very first one, which is the original one that you guys all signed, right? But what Chosen doesn't care for, because he just likes that it's easier to grab, he doesn't have to go as close to the wall, is that it's really quite protruded from being flush to the wall. There are stacks of pages of filled membership forms. And as Tilk goes and he starts taking them off, you probably see at least 40 to 50 pages of paper with all kinds of scrawlings. And he goes, you see, Cuckoo, all these reserve are from Meek finding that Cuckoo. He do Meek do what Meek do, but Cuckoo see that Meek bring fools to come Cuckoo.
I'll admit when I'm wrong. We seem to need Meek for recruitment. Again, he does not need his hands, so I don't. I don't know.
No. Tilk interrupts. He use hand to wave in new recruit. He need hand. Yes. We no touch vessel. End story.
We've got a tail, right? Can we just
bingo,
chop off the tail?
Any damage to Meek, hurt vessel. Hurt vessel, monster come. Monster come, cloudy no beat. Twice.
Well, this is no fun.
What
Chosen.
About his psyche? I hurt him psychically. Can I just call him mean names all day? That doesn't physically hurt him.
Cloudy say don't connect. Just watch. So I watch Meek.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me just because we so happen to have come across Meek in our lives, now we just have to wait for him to run ruckshot over our lives before he just decides to fuck off one day? Is that what happens?
He exists. Yes.
That's exactly.
No one said people. You guys let him live. It's not my fault this happened. You
Oh,
guys made
what
this
is
decision.
going on?
I mean,
Well, it sounds like if we had killed him back when we first came across him, we'd be fucked anyways.
Marsh is gonna try. If
Well,
he
to be fair,
fucks us again,
to
Marsh is
be
gonna
fair,
try to kill him.
To be fair, you Chosen almost killed Tilk and missed him twice. It was Tilk that pleaded for their survival. Meek was never in harm. He was the only kobold that didn't get hurt. Tilk was literally dead, and Chosen failed to kill him twice. That is the only reason this happened. So it's not Meek's fault at all. I'm gonna make that very clear. Though we all like to blame him,
it was like
it's
the very first
absolutely
game.
Tilk who pleaded.
Well, yeah,
for
and
his
Telk
life.
apparently was supposed to be Meek too, wasn't he? Originally?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it did not occur that way. So we are where we are now.
Yeah, we'll see.
You guys like have been harboring a Trojan horse this entire campaign, just being told about it. And it's just like, wow, we all welcomed them on episode 1. Like,
I wasn't here for episode 1.
Well, I was just trying to build the
that's
crew,
right.
so
That's funny.
yeah.
I forget that's a time.
So
I talked Chosen out of killing him after he missed twice, and yeah, here we are.
Of course you did. Of course you did. You and your silver.
And then
bullshit
Alistair
son.
fucking set the building on fire.
Yeah.
But none of
Oh
us saw
well, we don't know that.
Tree.
Alistar's the
No.
only one who knows that he
no,
lit the
there are
building on
2
fire.
individuals who know that. Alistar
Oh yeah,
and his friend.
the tree. Yeah, the tree.
yeah.
Someone cut that tree down.
Chosen looks to Tilk.
Alistar agrees with
Chosen.
Darko.
Chosen and crew, though, can appreciate Meek's work. Meek seems to take 1 step forward and 7 steps back.
Yes, crew. No one asked if he's smart. Crew. I told you a week
Chosen
ago, he no read.
Chosen need Tilk to do better job of watching Meek.
I watch. Crew, I watch. That's all I do.
But don't do anything about stupid mistake he make.
Never. Crew, I don't. I just watch.
Chosen need you to do stuff, not just watch. His mistake, your mistake now.
I don't think so, crew, but okay.
No, his mistake, your mistake. When Chosen no heal Marsh, guess what? Marsh die because Chosen didn't heal Marsh. Then, guess what? We know have Boom Boom Man who kill everything.
As he's going to talk, and as someone speaks of examples, good old Walden walks on in. Hey guys, what's going on? Darko, buddy. I got something to show you. Let's all head to the shed, yeah?
Oh shit.
No, you got something to show me, okay? I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
The dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Our
okay.
builder, our construction dwarf.
Him and Darko take a little walk as Chosen and the rest of you guys continue to explain to Tilk that he can now new responsibility of his title, one could say. Kind of nods his head, goes along with it, but whether or not that takes any action, we will see. As Meek is currently not known of his whereabouts. But Walden and Darko head on down to the training ground shed and hold on. I don't remember trying to torch it.
Were you testing it out and forgot to put out the fire, or what happened?
No fire in your wood. Carpenter dog. Come on. You're a different kind of one. Yeah. Well, anyways, you wanted a circle, and you see, I don't. I'm good with squares, so he kind of lifts the now char and destroyed structure that had clearly burned overnight, and points out what looked to be corners, and he's like, "Oh, you see how it would have been a corner? It would have been 3 other of those corners. You see, still turned. I'm just saying, still turned. That little arm piece there."
No. I'm glad this is gone.
Me too. Well,
What about my explanation? Failed you. I'm sorry.
No,
I gave you the blueprint.
About that, it got wet. It was raining. Didn't expect it. The plans got all. I don't know the word. Wet. That's the word. Another word, but wet. And
water makes things wet, as I have learned.
We've all heard about that one, mate.
Timothy said
my
he can.
And it was so good.
Timothy said that he can redraw it based off of what he saw from it being wet, and he drew a square. So I remade it how it was drawn. Second time.
I'm gonna hand him the drawing again.
You clearly made a more perfected one this time. You did not plan for the weather, so it's not waterproof. But you're like, son of a bitch. You were hoping it was something more minuscule. But
yeah, now that I know that like Timothy is behind, basically the redesign of this, this kind of more or less solidifies the fact that like, he's going to be the first example in my brain. So I'm just going to hand the drawing to Walden again and be like,
as you are handing it to him in an exchange, you hear, Darko, I heard you. You see Timothy run up and see an exchange of these newly drawn plans. He looks at the table. He sees your smeared ones. He sees new ones being passed on. His eyes tear up. I didn't. What's
going on here?
What happened? What happened to? I worked so hard to impress you. And he runs off. He just takes. He doesn't even. He just like starts screaming off like, "You don't. Give me an insight check. Let's see if it was acting." It wasn't acting. He seems hurt due to what he saw outside. He did see what was happening, but that'll probably come up right after he gets over the fact that his creation was destroyed. He's a kid.
Yeah, I think I'm creating a monster. I need to put it into this now. So I will basically just leave Walden to it then at that point. Turn around. Make it right this time.
No, of course. I apologize.
Otherwise, it's going to be your ass up on the wheel.
I'll make sure I make it just under my weight limit, but you got it. He seems pretty serious when he says that. You're like, motherfucker, like, yeah, we dwarves. There's a special kind of physics to that
one. And then I'm not going to necessarily go walk off looking for Timothy because my plan is really to wait for Walden to finish here, and then I'll really worry about Timothy at that time.
Okay, you got it. Nonetheless, you return to your group as they finish their general conversations, and you are all brought back together. You see, Darko, what kind of mood would you say you walk in? Are you walking in with a smile on your face, or are you just kind of disgruntled? What we got?
Probably ready to drink, so I'm going to be looking for someone who's probably
we're doing some
already
serious day drinking.
Yeah, probably who's already a little bit ahead of me, and I'm
Marsh.
sure Marsh is probably
Marsh
somewhere
for
by the
sure.
bar, so I'm gonna go look for Marsh. And probably
There's
get
always a
back.
good
next
bet.
to him.
You get back and you see Marsh. Good old Marsh. You can depend on that guy. You guys see Darko going straight to the beer. Whatever plans you all had, it looks like two of these boys are definitely drinking through the first half. What do you all do?
It's up to you guys. So Marsh would definitely be drinking with Darko then, as soon as
Okay.
Darko shows up. As he calls up, he goes, man, good help is tough to find these days, huh?
Yeah, fucking dwarves. Dwarves and
Kobolds,
kids.
right?
What?
Starting to think y'all are right. The short people. The short people.
Yeah, it's all short people. It is short people, isn't it? Oh, we got to get rid of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some stilts.
I'll
Is it
work on them with you. I'll help.
is it-
I can help. I'm a bit of a scientist myself. I can help with that.
Yeah, we need an artificer or something like that. Someone to build me some like mech stilts, some weapons in them or something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling.
Got the Spider-Man reference in there.
Clearly,
He's a self-hating dwarf. This is titillizing.
I got stilts short person genocide jotted down as a note. So we'll work on those stilts to appear in the future for the
Well,
campaign.
I mean, Marsh is drunk, so you guys can decipher
The
what you
stilts
want.
of dwarven conquering, we'll call them.
Chosen interrupts and just aside from people being short, are not that great people. Aside from UT squared, you're pretty good. Especially when you have these stilt things. That sounds very good.
It'll help a
You
lot.
in the face.
It'll make him a lot easier to put up with. That's for
What do we think about this goblin thingy that
Oh,
this
Goblin King.
elvish lady keeps talking about and big
We'll say she dismissed
blood
herself
tattoo
from
man?
from the interior and kind of is walking around the property on the outside to give you guys your privacy.
Doesn't still not understand what any of us to do to help with this situation.
Aye, mate. Or what's in it for us?
Well, it
All the
feels
gold
like
coin, I guess.
Aye, but what gold coin?
it feels like
Chosen
we've
not
sort of
understand.
put our lot in with Cloudy. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but it feels like we've sort of that ship has sailed. Feels like we're kind of with him now.
He is the
everyone
one
agree
that
with-
brought me here.
Does everyone agree with that? Does that feel
Didn't come
accurate?
through on the promise to me, so I don't feel obliged to do anything.
All right? Well,
Chosen
okay.
agrees with that statement, Alistar. Chosen no feel connected nor obliged nor indebted.
He
to-
does.
Aye. But I've got a question
Well-
for you, mates. I've got a question for you, mates. Do you think Cloudy has told other people that we're in with his lot?
Cloudy underground. I don't think
Yeah,
Chosen don't think Cloudy talked to many people.
I agree with that.
Aye.
No.
So we're
tell the
privateers.
kobolds how we feel, though.
We'll take whichever
might not
coin
agree.
comes our way.
The reason I brought that up, the whole reason I brought that up was because if we are aligned with them, which maybe we're not, which is, we can talk about that, and I'm, a flexible guy.
You're flexible, mate.
Certainly is.
I
I've
seen him do
suppose
the
you
split.
are pretty flexible.
He goes,
I'd have to think that anyone in this crew has to be flexible at this point. Just they're
Morally.
being because we
but he goes, but it seems like this Goblin King is opposed to Cloudy. So if we are with Cloudy, we will, in some necessity, be opposed to this Goblin King. But if we're not with Cloudy, maybe we don't need to worry about it. But that's just something we need to figure out.
Aye, I like the way you put that, mate. If we're not with anybody, we've got no problems. So why don't we straddle the middle?
What does that
Oh.
mean, straddle middle?
I
Doesn't
mean,
only know
both
one type of
sides.
straddle.
Yeah, both sides will need things, mate. I mean, can't we be the in between? We
Couldn't
already
you
have a
potentially make
pawn.
an enemy of both?
You mean be
Potentially.
peacekeeper between two sides? We give people opportunity to talk.
Oi, safe haven. That's a bloody good idea, Chosen. And free trade.
Yeah,
That
for
we
the right
only
price.
take a little bit
right?
off of. Of
Safety
course.
is the right price, not just for anybody. Well, it's something we should talk about. I just wanted to bring that up. It seems like that was the connection that was being drawn. But if we don't give a shit about Cloudy, then that's up to us.
Well, mates, still, I just have one slight problem. If Cloudy has talked to others and said that we're on his side, we can't be exactly neutral.
No.
So we will have to find a way to walk our way out of it, or we'll have to find a way to be in it. But until we know, I mean, the winds aren't blowing right now.
There have been some
taxi, and we can't remain neutral.
Why not, Mike?
That's my this isn't Switzerland.
I mean,
why can't we remain neutral? Because if we remain neutral, the kobolds who we live with, who are under Cloudy's gaze, will think that we're against them.
But what if we make them think that we're for them? Well, we're not exactly completely.
We are
behind everything.
Everybody.
We've done everything that they've asked.
Can everybody roll me an intelligence check?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You'll have to roll for me. I'm walking my dog right now.
You're good. I got you. Ooh, well, let's start killing it. Darko, sticking to the theme. I like it. Everyone else, sticking to theme. Okay.
Killing it.
I like the deception idea.
Henry and Alistair.
If you could tell me what I rolled.
Yeah, 19, sorry.
What?
19, Alistair rolled a 25. We got a 4 for Darko, a 2 for Chosen, and 11 for Marsh.
Henry's not that smart. I'll take it.
This one stuck to you. Both of you heard a name shared, not only by Alvian, but also Cloudy. That name was Kelvin. Why would both of them speak of one person as a mutual ally? But yet neither spoke of each other this entire time. Henry and Alistair would definitely pull that from the crop as you guys are discussing it. We're going to stop it here. You guys will take it to the Discord and debate on your guys' overall decision and routes. You guys can ask me anything for clarifications if there was anything you thought that was missed.
I guess I just don't in character, out of character, and maybe I just missed it. Like, what's the issue? Like, what is the issue?
There's just a war happening between two different factions, and you just happen to be on the grounds in which the war is being fought on. That's kind of
and I feel like
not
we're
necessarily
kind
an
of at
immediate
the
problem
ground
for you guys,
for like whether we
they're
have
just
to
telling
be
you
on a
about
side.
concerns.
Okay.
Yeah, we've kind of
or your own side, as you guys
so
discussed,
far
whichever it is.
Yeah, we could be our own side, but we have sort of so far, at least by
been on one side,
allied ourselves with one of the sides.
Yeah,
I guess
I'm happy with pretending to be on that side for a long time.
Yeah, I mean
it hasn't really cost us that much yet. I mean, we've gotten fucked up a couple times.
The issue that I have with any of it is that the one task that we did for Cloudy, which was go to that fucking tower and kill goblins, right? There were nothing but spiders.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like they haven't been exactly good
There were
allies
spiders
so
in
far.
Rungam. There were spiders and Rungam Gurgle.
Right, but
so when you think about it, did Cloudy send you to kill goblins, or did he send you to rescue a goblin?
He sent us to kill Rungam.
But he's an orc.
But if he isn't clear with us,
because I beat him up and told him he had to join us.
I know.
Well, and we were about to kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
We were literally about to kill him.
But if he isn't clear with us, is he a good ally in the first place anyways? I mean, are we at his whim?
I mean, that's something we have to figure out. Marsh didn't trust the kobolds at first, but you
like this round table.
Yeah,
we
we're
lose
ha-
Marsh.
The kobolds obviously have ulterior motives that probably don't have anything to do with what we're doing.
Right.
And Marsh has accepted that this whole time, but at some
Except
point that
randomly,
might
I would challenge you
conflict.
that I think that that Meek actually does, because he's actually about profiting himself, and we kind of align with that. Randomly, I think he's the most aligned kobold with us. If we could find a way
I
to
agree.
come across
Can I do,
with him.
a quick around. I'd love to know what everybody wants. Yeah, either aligned or not aligned with anybody. I'm just curious what everybody would want.
I would
Okay.
prefer not aligned. I just think that we can profit most by not being aligned and trying to be in the middle. If we were Switzerland, we would come out on top.
Okay. I don't disagree with that, but I think that Cloudy has helped us with a shitload of capital in regarding that like fortress thing. He helped with the docks. Him and Kelvin and shit set those docks up for us.
Yep.
So I think it is possible for us to do a better job independently, but I think it will be more complicated and it will be like harder. But I think it is possible.
Potential new overhead.
Okay,
So,
what was
but
your
with-
stance? I just wanted to know like what you want.
So I
I'm
think
curious
that
about
it would be easier to stay with Cloudy. It'll be easier. Marsh
Okay, so staying with
doesn't
Cloudy.
care that much. It'll be
Alright.
easier to stay with Cloudy, but he is fine if you guys want to try to be new.
All right. So far we got one not aligned, one with Cloudy. All right.
Well,
Chad's up.
I mean, I'm neutral as a,
John's
you
up.
know, I mean, like
John, you're
that's
up.
my alignment,
Darko.
so I prefer to be
Let's see.
neutral.
Yeah.
Darko.
Yeah, I think up until this point, Darko is a fairly selfish individual. Doesn't really give a shit about what's best for the crew or the profit of the crew, to be perfectly honest. So, like, Cloudy has done more for him up until this point. So, if he had a knife to his throat and was forced to be loyal to one side or the other, he would pick Cloudy. Just
Okay.
simply because, just up until this point, he's provided more, as far as resources to Darko.
Okay. Chosen.
I don't. So one, the dock, technically we earned because we asked for these
I
things.
agreed
if
with that.
If
Yeah.
we did something,
Take
Sure,
all
but
that
it was
aside.
within-
Compile the reasoning
Like, I'm
into your
compiling- I'm
own
just, like-
answer. But
I'm compiling, like-
the details can go into Discord because I think Alistar
Yeah.
is just looking for a general vibe
Yeah.
where you're leaning, like a teeter totter.
I think Chosen at this point, again, similar to Darko, like if a knife was put to his throat, he would probably choose Clouded because he doesn't know the other side. Like none of us know the other side. So at this point, the only person to align with, because there is no other side that is seen, and I think that's why
Mhm.
out of character, in character, I'm having such a hard time with doing anything in action. Like there is no action to take because I don't know what action there is to be done. Like we haven't seen anything, right? Outside of what
Or-
Cloudy has told us to do, and it's just like we go fight spiders. So I guess I would align.
So at the moment, you
Hesitantly, very
hold on to
hesitantly.
the idea of supporting Cloudy, but that's just because of what's been presented
It's
before you.
very, very
And
thin.
I will put out
thin.
there that he brings up a very valid point that everything Cloudy has told you guys about, you have never witnessed. However, everyone you have just met has told you everything Cloudy has told you you should have witnessed. So that is a valid point. Now, Alistar, where do you lean on this? And we'll tie it up with that.
So I have two opposing opinions only because one's in character. In character, I would be unaligned.
Okay.
I prefer deception and just pretending to be aligned with people.
The cusp. Okay.
Out of character, I want a big bad evil guy. So really, the easiest way to get that is just to align to one side and fight the other big bad evil guy.
That might be one way. There could be a lot of big bad evil guys.
There are.
You got
True.
Out of
you have a
character, I want a
demon
BB.
in your own depth running around in a vessel like a fucking
Meek
genie
was
jar.
gonna be my big bad evil guy. I was so ready for that.
Yeah, he still might be, dude. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think he'd fail. He has a +5
Like,
to wisdom saves, and he was fucking rolling 4s and 9s. So I mean, to be fair, that could have gone real south. I was very confident in his modifiers that I wasn't worried, only to realize that he was failing everything. But I will say maybe a legendary resistance was thrown in.
Okay.
So if you want a big bad evil guy, there's something in Meek that's for sure available. But I won't say he's not an evil person that'll change the campaign. But I did have a little fun one with him.
See, out of character, personally, I want us to have like our port of Nassau, like in real, like in real history. And so, like, that's why I want us unaligned, is because I feel like we can make more, but we will have significantly more problems, just like they did in real life. That's my perspective, especially with like the idea of Chosen Town. Like if we're gonna break off, we have to be separate from the get go. We have to be neutral. That's the only way we can profit.
Well, what we'll do is we'll take it to the Discord. You guys can each provide your bullet points, your cases, etc. And I'm sure it'll be a wonderful discussion. I'm excited to see where it goes, and obviously throw things at me for clarifications. There was a lot of information thrown out today. It was a huge, heavy RP, so I appreciate you guys for tolerance and for really diving into the deets and the details and picking up the little notes here and there on the side in the chat log or in using your voice. I do see both. I appreciate you guys using both ways of communication. But we will make this a Discord discussion from here on. I love what I'm hearing. This is really this is great. This is got really a problem. Epic point. This is you guys walked into a world where really everything's been landing at your feet, and now all of a sudden everyone's kind of like not necessarily looking at your interests, and you guys are like, wait a minute, it's not about us. There's something happening here, and that's what I love is that now it's a conflict. Like, well, wait, do we look at our own business, or are we caring about the people that have been bringing us the business? So it's a really fun little, complication, that could decide on where there's, what you guys do and don't gain. Who knows? But great job today, guys. You guys are awesome as usual. I appreciate you guys and everyone who joins us here. But we'll take this to the Discord, and until next week.
Thank you.
Catch you guys then.
All right.
Great game. Bye, guys.
Later.